And I'll meet with Wayne next week, Dr. Layton, to get
Okay.
that piece.
Do the troubleshoot
We think the cable got knocked,
damaged.
yeah, something. Because they're the most exposed. Okay, ready for me? Are you guys ready to start?
Yep, I am. Are you?
Yes, you.
Yep. Good afternoon. Today is Friday, April 24th, 2026. It is 1:30 p.m. and we are at the Administration Building in Taos, New Mexico for the Board of Education meeting today. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Samantha, would you call the roll, please?
Board Member King.
Here.
President Flores. Vice President Spray.
Here.
Secretary Trujillo.
Here.
Board Member King.
Here.
And Board Member Concha.
All right, next is the Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Layton, would you please lead that for us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Layton. I want to take just a second to welcome our guests from CES. David Chavez, and you're Yolanda, correct? What is your last name?
Cordova.
Cordova. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. The land of acknowledgement. Would you do that and then I'll do the other thing?
Sure.
Thank you.
It is respectful to recognize the unique and enduring relationship that exists between the indigenous people and their traditional territories. We acknowledge that we are on the historic homeland of the Red Willow people within the original territory of Taos Pueblo. This acknowledgement will oblige as a reminder of our ongoing efforts to respectfully recognize, honor, reconcile, and partner with the Red Willow people whose land and water we benefit from this great valley of today.
Thank you, Member King. Next, before we approve the agenda, I want to correct myself. This is a special meeting today. I neglected to say that when I called us to order. And secondly, I've been asked to ask for a moment of silence for a staff member who passed away several days ago. So if we could do that, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you all. All right, next is the approval of the agenda for this meeting. Member King or Member Trujillo, do you have anything that you would like to change on the agenda today?
None for me.
Okay, then would someone make a motion to approve, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Thank you. Would you call for the vote, please, Samantha?
Board Member King.
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo.
Yes.
Vice President Spray.
Yes. All right, public comment. Does anyone in the room want to make a public comment? No, probably not. How about online? Maria, no, we have no one? Okay, seeing no one, I'm not going to read the litany of information on that. All right, we're at number 7, which is presentations. It's 7.1, strategic plan and student outcomes, focused governance. David Chavez, CES executive, and instead of Lily May Ortiz, we have Yolanda here. Thank you. It's up to you guys. Roll.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yes, Vice President Spray, members of the board and staff.
David, I'm going to ask the press the button. Would be the one on the right.
Got it. Okay. So thank you for allowing us to return and be with you once again. If you recall, on February the 20th, we had the initial work session. And during that work session, we divided up into subgroups. And the work of the subgroups included vision, mission, core values. We did not get to the goals. But I'm hoping that today that'll be part of what we're able to complete are the goals, as well as revisit and address guardrails. Lily May went over the process of developing guardrails at the last meeting. So we're hoping that at the end of today, we'll have all of those items completed and ready to incorporate into your strategic plan. One thing that I'd like to discuss before we get started is Dr. Layton asked about community input. Normally, the process we follow is that is the initial step that we take when we do a strategic plan, is to conduct a community meeting for the purpose of seeking that community input. And the purpose of the community meeting is not to come in and gripe, it's to come in and actually identify the needs for the district. So that's about a 3 to 3.5 hour process. And what we do in that process is I will send a list or a template actually to Dr. Layton to share with you, the board. And the invitees, you will intentionally invite, I say minimally 10 individuals from each of this. You will have 8 subgroups because you probably want to have a Native voice since you address Native Americans in your district. So for you, it'd be 8 subgroups. So those subgroups would be comprised of students. It'd be comprised of non-certified staff, certified staff, administration and board, community members, government officials, the Native community. How many did I mention there? So there would be a total of 8 for you subgroups that we would intentionally invite. What you would do is identify those that you want the letter to go out, personally inviting them to attend the community meeting. And because I'm going to assume that there would be 3 or more board members at that convening, you would need to advertise it as a board work session. So what we do is we start out the evening by having the larger group just identify needs. And that's a brainstorming session with everyone that's in the room. I will then have each of the subgroups, the 8 subgroups, they will meet as a subgroup. Yes, sir.
Could you repeat that? Subgroups, I have students, non-certified staff, certified staff. In regards to government officials, the public.
Administration, board.
The business would be.
And business, the business community. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be those 8 subgroups that you would intentionally invite. And because it's a work session, you need to invite the public. So it would need to be advertised as a board work session. And we're prepared to have walk-ups. So if there's anyone that comes in that was not invited, intentionally invited through a letter, they would be also able to attend the meeting. We will then assign the individuals to one of those 7 subgroups or 8 subgroups. And when we go into the peer group, what they will do is they'll take the needs that are identified and they will prioritize that list. I will give them a number of needs that they will assign 2 points to, and then also a number of needs that they will assign 1 point to. And what I'll do is I'll take a percentage so that we're not here for too long of a period of time. So they're limited to the number of needs that they can actually provide to us by way of a rank order. Once we do that, we'll tabulate the results. And I have an administrative assistant that'll come in, and that turnaround time's rather quick. Those will need to be copied. There will need to be copies made of those rankings. And then we will go into what I call stratified groups. So as they come in, we will assign them a number. And for the stratified groups, they will go to one of the 8 tables that are there as a stratified group. That'll be the final ranking of the needs. What they'll do is we'll take another percentage of the ones that were ranked by the peer group. And then the stratified group will once again assign 2 points and 1 point. And that will be the prioritized list that you come up with then of the needs for the district. That's about a 3-hour process, 3-hour to a 3.5-hour process. I normally like to start those at 6 in the evening because for those people that work, it provides them the opportunity to be there. We have started them earlier in some districts. It's up to the board as to when you would want to start that community meeting. I found you have more success at getting people there if you do it either at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I also asked the administration to provide refreshments because you're going to have 2 breaks. One right after the brainstorming session and then another one after the peer group session.
Just a second,
Sure.
Dr. Chavez. Sam, did you get that? Because that would be you doing it.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So the work that we're going to do today is not for, does not go for naught. What you'll have to do though, is you'll have to come back and revisit your goals. And are the goals that you identify here this afternoon aligned to and meeting the high prioritized needs that your community is going to identify for you? If there's alignment there, then your goals will be fine. If there appears to be a misalignment, then you'll need to come back and modify the goals to incorporate those needs, those high-ranked needs that are identified by the community. That will not be a long process to accomplish. I believe that the vision and mission and core values that you will identify here this afternoon will very closely align with the needs that will be identified. If not, we'll revisit those as well in a follow-up session with you after the community meeting. So we'll need to identify a date, and it needs to be out there enough to where it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get the letters out to the ones you wish to invite. We'll need to have a date identified for that meeting.
Want to just maybe shoot for 4 weeks?
I'm sorry.
Would it be best just to shoot for 4 weeks?
Yeah, that's up to you all as to when you want to get that community meeting completed. That would give us enough time to get through all of the things you have to do in May at schools with your graduation and athletics and everything else. So putting it out there 4 weeks is probably a good idea, maybe even 5. I don't know when you end your school year.
Dr. Thomas, would it be best to try to get this community meeting scheduled prior to school ending due to the fact that there's a focus on school and
And staff.
and during the summer people tend to go on vacations and the last thing they want to do is go back to the school campus.
You're correct in that because you'll have access to students then as well. So yes, that would be a good idea to do it prior to the end of your school year. And I don't know, when is that date?
Graduation is May 22nd.
May 26th. So yeah, you'd have, I think, maybe the week before to have that community meeting.
About 3.5, 4 weeks.
Do you think
Yeah.
the week before people will be too distracted with getting ready to be done with school?
I think we have the best bet is before school ends.
Right, I do too. I do too. Let me look up.
15th.
We should all look at our calendars.
That's the 15th, is a Thursday.
The meeting,
The 15th of May is a Friday. isn't it?
Okay, so the 14th. What's the day? 24th.
That's 3 weeks from yesterday, is that right? No, it's 4 weeks. 1, 2. Yeah. It's 3 weeks from yesterday. Right?
What do you think, Superintendent?
I mean,
It's a conundrum.
it is a definite conundrum, but I believe that, I believe we can do it, especially if it winds up being a priority that we can do it prior to before. And I would just offer the thought that if, for whatever reason, we don't get the kind of participation that we're looking for, and we can consider an alternate date for some further input. that
Even
would-
in the summer.
Even in the summer,
Mhm.
so, but I would prioritize right before school, and then if we make it by that time, then great, and if not, we can do as an alternative as well, so we can actually wind up having more community input.
I believe that with the letter, I found to have a lot of success with the letter I would give you a template, a letter that I would draft, and then you make it your own.
Okay.
And then that would go out to the parents, the students, everybody you're going to invite. So that's a special invitation. And I draft the letter in a way to where it makes them feel privileged to want to attend and provide that input. We've had pretty good success at getting individuals to attend the meetings. What also needs to happen is, I'm as bad as anyone else. I can get something on my calendar, but then I always need someone on the day or two before the event, have someone call me. It helps me.
Tap you on the shoulder and say-
To make sure that I continue to have that on my calendar in my mind to attend. So there'll be follow-up. We'll ask for you to do some follow-up, assign someone to do that follow-up. We've had pretty good success. In Rio Doso, for example, a community about this size, we had over 100 people in attendance at their meeting. So you get a lot of great information from that community meeting. And I facilitated in a way to where we pretty well stick to needs and nothing else on that evening.
But
Okay, Mark, do you want to take over from him? Okay.
I was just going to add really
That's
quickly
I just thought you might want to.
with, if the school board members too also take it to heart, and if you made a commitment to say, I'm going to find 5 people to come, and you're responsible for getting 5 people there. If there's 5 of you and you each get 5 people and you really hit in on those 5, they'll come. I promise they will come.
Then do we have to drive them to vote too?
I would recommend that we not only send out letters, but get something in the Taos News and also put it on our website and our Facebook.
We'll
Good
also
idea.
use our messenger to put it as a text as well, because I found through experience that all of that plus a text, parents seem to be good about putting it on their watch or on their phone. So yes, sir.
Okay, so were we pretty much all in agreement on the 14th of May at 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock?
Yes, that works.
5:30,
Let me
what
get
do
it
you
on my calendar.
The 6th
The
of May?
meeting, 6 o'clock, 6 PM is what Dr. Chavez
On,
suggested
what
for the
date?
start time.
14th, okay.
We could do between 5, 6, 5:30, 6.
I think 6 is good.
Okay, but we can't keep them here till midnight.
Oh, no.
No, I'll
Wink, wink.
I'll guarantee you we'll get them out by 9 o'clock.
Perfect. There, we should put that in the letter.
Or we could maybe shoot 5:30, plan to,
Let's do that, 5:30 to get together and
Yeah,
start.
registration,
Roll on at 6.
have little goodies or something.
Yeah. How about that? Does
That
that work
works.
for you? Let's make
That
it
works for
kind of
me.
like a welcome thing.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
So I know that wasn't on our agenda this afternoon, but I think that's a critical piece to the strategic planning process, is to get that community input. So thank you for that.
No, thank you for suggesting it and pushing us.
So when we last met, we had the 3 groups that provided 3 vision statements, 3 mission statements, also provided some core values. We did not reach consensus on any of that. So what I'm hoping that we can do this afternoon is reach consensus on those 3 items. So in your handout, you have the one that reads mission about a third of the way down on the page. That is a summary of the work that was done on that particular day. So you have the mission statements that were provided. On page 1, as well as the vision statements. You have the core values on the next page. And there appears to be, in my opinion, consensus from the three groups on at least 2 of those core values. So excellence and equity appeared in all 3 groups. Those are the core values that appeared in 3 groups. I believe that one could reach consensus based on the 3 groups identifying those 2 core values as important for this district. And they were excellence and equity. There's one of the core values that appeared in two of the groups. And I believe that was integrity. So I guess the decision that needs to be made by the board today is, are the core values that you identified in the work groups last time, do you have enough core values there to decide on, I would think minimally 5, and you can go up to 6 if you like, 6 or 7, but I wouldn't do any more than that. And I also took some time to provide for you some additional sample core values. It's a 1-page document. It's this one here that has some sample core values, and I did that through AI, and I asked them if it could give me some quality core vision mission statements. I'm sorry, these are vision statements. I'm sorry, not the values. What we need to do is look at the 3 subsets of core values and decide which ones would you like to see adopted by the board. Or you can once again table this and do it through the work of a subgroup. It's very difficult to try to get a subgroup together between now and the end of the year, simply because of all the activities that are going on in the district. So however you wish to proceed, I can work with you at trying to identify and prioritize minimally 5 of these.
I have some comments, Vice
Sure.
President Spray,
Yes,
Mr.
Mark.
Chavez. Kind of like, I don't know if it, sticking with it seemed to like in the first here, we have all E's, sticking to something that is easy to remember and identify. I think integrity is integral as a part of ethics. And ethics on the first 5 contains the word integrity
Where are you? What page are you on, please?
on these core
The
values.
first one.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just giving my input. I like excellence. I believe in engagement. I believe in equity. And ethics are very important, ethics of our administration, our teachers, our students, families, being honest. Engagement consists of collaboration. I see collaboration on this other page. Accountability is inclusive of, number one there, excellence, last word, and being accountable. And, you know, I'm happy with the first five. Maybe we could do some wordsmithing on those if needed.
I would,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
go ahead.
Mr. Chavez, what have you seen? Is five, is that too many? Or should we do three? Because I know, when we went the first time to Albuquerque, or at you guys' facility, your office, it seemed like our strategic plan was too wide. It wasn't encompassing. So I was just making sure we don't fall on that again. That just
What
wasn't
I
specific.
have experienced, President Flores and Board Member King, what I've experienced in working with other districts is most of them have five, no less than five. I think one district has adopted six, because they couldn't agree on the fifth one, so they just took the two that they agreed on. But I would recommend minimally five.
Member King, do you have anything? I'd like to say something, but do you have anything you'd like to say first?
No, it's, you know, that we have it here, we can maybe, I don't know if we have a chance to maybe, you know, we could talk about this a little.
We can do that now, I think, rather, because we don't have enough people to get into subgroups like we did the last time. But we can act as a large subgroup and talk
Of
through this.
three.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is there anyone on the line on the phone?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Susan, you're on the line. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry, Susan, speak up if you need to. I forget you're up there because her name isn't even showing anymore.
No, it's on there. I can see it, but I was gonna say, please make
Oh,
sure
it's
that
over
you
there,
speak
yeah.
directly into the microphone so I can hear everything
Sure.
distinctly.
Sure, my mistake to not keep referring to you. I'm sorry.
Board Member Trujillo, are you able to hear me?
Yes, just stay on the mic,
Okay,
because when you just move away, it just, you fade away.
okay. I will do a
Thank
better
you.
job of that.
Thank you.
Okay, Member King, are you done?
No, yeah.
Okay, I agree with Mark on the idea about having letters that are similar, but I don't remember which group did which of these, but the one that I like with maybe a little tweaking is the one that you would switch E and I as the first letter, because EI, of course, is an important thing too in school. But I love the second one, and the thing that it talks about: excellence, integrity, equity, innovation, and respect. And the words that I would like to see us work in, if we can, somewhere, are accountability and collaboration. I think we need to work on both of those things in this district, so I'd love to work those words into those categories, maybe. That would be my idea. But I'm open to anyone else's also, of course.
Repeat that. You said accountability and.
Collaboration. As something that we really believe in and try and encourage. And we could maybe work those words into some of those sentences, into some of those primary goals. Anyway, that would be my thought.
Vice President, it would be like let's assume it was excellence was the key core value. It would be embedding accountability as part of the excellence.
Right, that's what, exactly. And then somewhere, if we can incorporate collaboration, slide it in there in one of those, that'd be great.
And I was looking at the first five, and you mentioned collaboration. So number 2 shows engagement, right? But then engagement through there shows collaboration with students. So they're absolutely talking about wordsmithing, the accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Layton. That's great. Anyway, for me, I don't remember which group did that one, but that one seems to be simple to me. And it talks about a lot of things that I always think TAUS stands for, not just our school board, but TAUS, or strives for in some cases.
I believe that was the third group that had those two in there.
I don't even remember who was in the third group.
Oh, I don't know.
And I'm glad I don't remember, because then there will be no No preferential treatment.
So is there consensus on the two that appeared in the three list, and that those two were excellence and equity?
Definitely. For me, there is. And I'd like to welcome Assistant Superintendent Renetta Mondragon to the group. Hi. For me, there was no question about excellence and
Okay.
equity.
Thank you.
And the second thing you mentioned was that I also had no problem with integrity, which you talked about also as being a commonality.
So
President
Rita-
Flo, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Would you go ahead? So you said that, integrity,
No.
was that, is there a way to, I said, we collaborate that with the ethics? That makes sense?
Yeah, you could through definition and how you define integrity and or ethics, incorporate, I think, the thought or the meanings
So on the,
somehow with, between the two.
on ethics, on the first five, it reads, acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity. And I thought it would read well if it said acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity and respect.
So are we working back on that top three? Or
No,
can
I'm
we pick
just-
some out of? How do you want to do it?
I think, so we identify, so we seem to have a consensus on excellence and equity are important.
And integrity. He said that those were the three words from the last
No,
grouping.
and integrity, most definitely.
President Flores, you had mentioned some of your own. What I have is from Vice President Spray. You wanted to make sure accountability and collaboration were given consideration.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, what I'm reading though, and if you look at the first five, now I'm not set on those five, but
Sure.
in the summarization of number one, excellence, it has accountable in there. So we're talking about accountability, accountable's last word in that sentence.
Sure.
So if you want to use that sentence, let's scratch and being accountable and change it to accountability. Or and with accountability. And we should just always try and make it as. One thing about goals and mission statements and visions and everything is we should use as few words as possible to get our message across.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
I was just thinking of the definition of integrity and then ethics. To me, I would use the word ethical, right? I mean, integrity, better, integrity. And because to me, the definition of integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. So that's a little different in the
Yep.
in what we're trying to say here, because this is kind of like as a whole, but then when it's narrowed down into the personalities of what you're doing for your as part of what you're offering us, it's like somebody reading something and doing something. I'm reading and I'm saying, okay, I can understand being ethical. But what is my integrity? Where does my integrity fit in? And that is doing the right thing. That's a personal statement. So to me, I wouldn't use integrity there. I would just use ethical, integrity. No, I'm sorry. I would use being ethical.
Okay, so Secretary Trujillo, if we're looking at this same first section under core values 1 through 5, when we get to
Yes.
ethics, it says acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity.
Okay,
Are you happy with that?
okay, yes, I guess so.
I mean, that's kind of what you just said, I
If
think.
we stick with 5, I'd like to add and respect after that, or
Yes, I like that too.
Okay,
So
and
it would read-
respect.
it
I
would
like
read,
that too. I like
acting with honesty and strong moral values
Mhm.
in all situations,
Yes.
demonstrating integrity. and
Mhm.
That's nice. And
Yes.
so, okay, so
What if we add, so real quick, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
So I like the word transparency that's down there on the definition of integrity. Would we be able to add that into ethics, acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity, respect, and transparency?
Very, yes, that
Yep, so
too.
put a comma and then transparency. That work.
Integrity, respect, and transparency.
Member King, how are you with this?
Where's the transparency at?
We just added it to number 5.
I was reading transparency under integrity, which is the second 5.
Oh, I see.
So it says integrity,
Yeah.
but then, when you're acting with honesty, maybe honesty covers it. If you're being honest, you're being transparent, but
Yeah, I think honesty is a tried and true word.
Mhm.
And honesty connotates a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And when you're honest, hopefully you're honest with yourself. Therefore, you're going to be honest.
well, this is the other thing too. Honest is being truthful, but transparency also is like communication. Um,
Mhm.
May I make a suggestion?
Please, please.
So if you're going to go with ethics and you want to include transparency, what if it read the following: acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating transparency and integrity?
Mhm.
To follow up with that, because transparency by meaning, it's both ways, right? Transparent means you can see on both sides. And it talks about seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly, because transparency is not all just positive, right? Sometimes it's things you got to work through.
How about,
Mhm.
how about demonstrating integrity, comma, transparency, and respect, to honor what Mark had asked for, the word respect.
I think having a strong moral values and just having strong moral values, that encompasses respect.
Okay,
So,
Right.
I mean, that it's kind of if you have moral values, you are gonna exhibit respect, and maybe we don't have to have the word respect, because strong moral values is you're raised from a young child, hopefully, to respect your elders, respect your teachers, respect your environment.
okay, Dr. Chavez, you are a doctor, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you
No.
were. I'm so sorry. I keep calling you that. That's
No,
okay.
that's
That's
fine.
better than saying,
Yeah.
hey, you. Would you read that again, please, as you,
You is fine with me.
thank you.
So I didn't capture the last edit, so I'll need that from you. Acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating transparency, and what was it else that you wanted to add?
Integrity.
Integrity
Mm-hmm.
and
And maybe nothing else, just transparency and integrity, or Mark and Keith and Susan, what would you like to do with the rest of that sentence?
No, it's fine. Whatever is being said at this time, that's okay.
does that work? Okay.
Mhm.
Transparency and integrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Sorry, Superintendent, you got Wordsmith in your computer?
I have ChatGPT that I could actually say, what's the best way to include?
so that's
Maybe,
ethics.
Mr. Chavez, we could, Superintendent has his laptop, we could actually speak into it and it can capture what we're saying. That's even quicker. And then we can read it back and see how it flows.
Tell me again what you want?
You could speak into your word chat. Let's see, the sentence comes out.
Gotcha.
So what you want to read into, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What you want to read into chat
Yeah,
would be
chat,
what
yeah.
I just read?
Yeah, just see how it flows, how it comes out, and then there's a way to look at it.
Yolanda's doing that right as we speak.
No, I'm not.
As long
I
as
got
it's,
you, I got you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
I
that
got you here.
while we're kind of doing
as
it
long
also.
as it doesn't add any extra word. Sometimes it does.
Well, I know you got to keep an eye on it. This is exciting.
Oh, for two you are. Will you?
There's some,
Yeah, please, thanks.
All right, I'll read word what it spit back out. It said ethics. Let me clarify. I asked ChatGPT to reword the following, which was ethics and what it was originally there.
You
To
mean
include-
equity, it changed it to, or
Okay,
ethics at the top? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, sorry.
And to reword it, but to include transparency and respect. And it says here, one version says ethics, acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity while upholding transparency and treating others with respect.
I like it.
Fine, let's do it. It's the old American.
Treating others with respect.
We better never tell anyone that that we had to do this.
Well,
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Just joking. I don't, agree. There's
The
transparency right there.
transparency in that question, right?
I'm just a little, I hope that the students watching do still think we know how to speak and write
I think
and read on our own.
They'll also probably be a tad proud going, wow, they do know how to use
So
chat.
Board Member Trujillo, are you okay with what Superintendent Layton read?
Yes, definitely.
Mark, could you read it for Mark, please?
So President Flores, I went and asked ChatGPT to reword the following to include transparency and respect at the end. Then I gave it the ethics definition that was given to us, and it spit back out that ethics is acting with honesty and strong moral values in all situations by demonstrating integrity while upholding transparency and treating others with respect.
nice.
Isn't that
Yeah,
nice?
that's what I said.
And then do we tell our students that they can't use ChatGPT for their homework?
Well, to be honest with you, initially I wanted to include transparency and respect in that sentence.
You know you did.
Oh.
Okay, Chat.
I'm happy with
Mark.
that.
Okay.
So let me make sure I captured the 5 that you were wanting. Ethics was one of them. Accountability and collaboration were 2 others.
Mm-hmm.
Excellence was one of them.
So
Yes.
with that being said, Mr. Chavez, there's, again, I'm going to hit this point, there's accountable in that sentence with excellence there. So I don't know that we need to add accountability as a core value because it's covered in excellence,
Oh, okay.
because we strive to
Right,
achieve
accountability.
the highest standards in academic personal growth through learning from others, working as a team. I don't know if we might need to wordsmith that.
We don't want that even in there.
I think
Learning
just-
from others is working as a team. But we strive to demonstrate, not, I think, not achieve so much, but the highest standards in academic and personal growth through learning from others.
Ethics, that's it.
Ethics is all we have, right?
That is.
No, I know, but we've moved on, I think, to excellence, right, Mark?
Yeah, so excellence,
Excellence is the
We
next one.
finished ethics.
We did.
We're good with that.
We put a stamp on that one.
And I would suggest at the end, but I'm waiting to hear what ChatGPT says. I would say acting responsibly with accountability. I
How's-
don't like and being.
how's
accountable.
this? So this, you go down to the second group of 5, there's excellence there at the top, number 1, just like it's number 1 at the top of the first 5.
Right?
Says we strive and demonstrate the highest levels of excellence. I don't know, we need to add it again, but anyway, so I like this. We strive to achieve the highest standards in academic and personal growth through adding responsibly. Well, responsible and accountable are tied together.
Yeah.
Almost the same.
Right, we could take out acting responsibly, because that is accountability. You have to do that when you're being responsible. Do you want to chat GBT this, anybody?
Well, what I was going to recommend, which is a possibility, is I can get both sentences and ask ChatGPT to combine it into one sentence, and let's see what it provides.
What it spits out? Yeah,
And I can emphasizing the word that you want to, that the board wants to see. So give me a little bit of time for copy and paste here.
Well. By the way, Renetta, they're liking a lot of the work we did at that last workshop. She says, of course. Love it.
Are there any specific words that you want to make sure as an emphasis?
Well, I like the way it's, because excellence, I don't think we need to repeat it as it says in the second sentence. I like, we strive to achieve the highest standards of academic and personal growth. And,
I really prefer the word demonstrate to achieve, because I think we do need to demonstrate that along the way every day, but
All right, keeping demonstrate. Let's see
Whatever.
what it says.
well, we strive to demonstrate.
Here's,
Yeah, go ahead.
here's the combination.
okay,
It
let's
says
hear it.
excellence. We strive and demonstrate the highest standards of excellence and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly.
Secretary Trujillo, do you like that?
Is there a way to add accountable in there?
Okay.
Done.
Is this
Would you
making you
read that
scratch that we're doing
once again,
particularly?
please?
I sure can.
Dr. Late.
This is the first without the adding accountable or accountability
Sure.
in it. It says excellence, we strive and demonstrate the highest standards of excellence and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly. So accountability seems to be in there. I did say add accountability or accountable to this, and it links it just a little bit, but it says, new version says, we strive and demonstrate the highest standards of excellence and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly while holding ourselves accountable.
That's, I think, if she does accountable twice, she doesn't need to. And then, I don't know if we need to restate excellence, if that's the core value, you know, it says we strive to it. It has excellence in your sentence there.
There were some redundancies. So the first version was, we strive and demonstrate the highest standards of excellence and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly. So I'll ask it to remove.
I like that one you just said. I don't know that it's a problem to use excellence in the description, but because it kind of refers to the category, but whatever. I like less words. Actually, fewer words are better always, I think.
And what did we get if I ask it to remove the dual of excellence in the description? We strive and demonstrate the highest standards of quality and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly.
Does it have the word, you said accountability?
Yes, ma'am, I'll read it again. We strive and demonstrate the highest standards of quality and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly.
That's pretty good. You like it? Secretary Trujillo, do you like that? Member King, do you like what just got read?
I'll read it one more time. It says, this was the third version, correct? It says, we
Yes.
strive and demonstrate the highest standards of quality and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly.
And this is, what is this word?
Under excellence.
Excellence.
I hate to get Samantha running back and forth. Are you able to email that to us so we can look at it?
Once we finalize, I'll do that.
What, the 5?
Yes, but once we finalize it, rather than email 5 different times, we'll finalize it.
Just kind of do a summary?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, we only have 2.
All right, one more time, Superintendent, I'm sorry.
Sure. Excellence. We strive and demonstrate the highest standards of quality and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly.
I wonder if we could add, so we talked about collaboration and engagement. I wonder if we could add engagement, like the teamwork that comes with engagement.
Is engagement maybe another one?
So, yeah, so I was moving down just the line, so we have excellence, and then there's the word engagement. I was collaboration with students, staff, families, and community. Yeah, so
I'd like to draw your attention to the next set where number 4 is innovation and it starts out with engagement. I think the innovation idea is a really good idea to bring to this district myself, and it does talk about engagement. Just, we might be able to slide it in under that.
So I added in innovation on mine, under evolution, on that. The top 5 there, encourage creative thinking and innovation, and teaching and learning by prioritizing continuous improvement and growth.
So this is really, okay, is this student-centered, staff-centered, or all the above, Mr. Chavez?
It should be students.
These are the core values that
Of
you would
this
like to
district.
see your graduates exit your system by
Right.
having commanded these.
Right. I don't like the word evolution. That's, I don't know. I love the word innovation. I mean, I think if the word innovation, and I think Renette will concur because she came up with it. So awesome. I just think that innovation, if you're going to look at those and say, what does our district stand for? Evolution isn't as exciting to me as innovation is, but I know it doesn't start with an E. But I think it's exciting to people to see a district that's focusing on innovation. That's what I think.
Yeah, innovation, I would say is,
Powerful word. man.
yeah, if you could stay innovative in life, I think you're gonna always be, I hate to use in regard successful, but you're gonna,
Be happy.
yeah, and successful, you probably are gonna be happy, saying money doesn't solve all your problems, but it makes things a little easier. When you don't have to worry about that. So innovating. So what's your thoughts?
We
Burnett?
didn't ever finish engagement, did we?
Excellence was.
Was it excellence?
No, we finished excellence, but I thought we were working on engagement.
can't-
weren't we?
Yeah, so did we bring closure to excellence?
Yes, we
I
did.
think we did.
Okay,
Yes.
so the next one, I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, ethics and excellence.
We finished ethics. We read excellence back, but I think President Flores was asking about incorporating a particular word, engagement, correct, within that? Or
No,
did you want to move towards?
No, what I was just, so it talks about working as a team in the summary of excellence. Working as a team to me is also engagement and collaboration. And so just my thought was in trying to shore in the excellence summary and then not moving on, but as we move on to engagement and the conversation about collaboration, that's teamwork right there. If you're engaging with somebody, if it's one-on-one, that's teamwork. If it's collaboration with an outside organization or teachers together, that's teamwork. So what I was getting at is when the superintendent read that it says that personal growth through learning from others and working as a team, maybe we could pull out working as a team from that excellence and then add it to the engagement and collaboration piece.
I kind of reword Smith here.
Mhm.
Excellence, we strive and demonstrate, let me go back. Excellence, we strive and demonstrate the highest standards of quality, collaboration, and accountability in academic and personal growth by learning from others, working as a team, and acting responsibly. As a definition for excellence.
Okay, then we have to use the word accountability somewhere else, right?
Somewhere else?
Did you have it in there?
Mhm.
Oh, I keep missing it when you read that. I'm so sorry.
But,
You have academics in there too, right?
I'll read it back again.
Yeah, it was in the original one. Go ahead.
And I
Thank
tell
you,
you
sir.
what, Sam, if you can, I know we have displayed up here. I'm wondering if you can type over what I read. I will be, absolutely. We've got another 10 hours to go, so. You got it? So we can see it up here, and also, and Member King, just, I know we were asking for that, but as I was thinking it through, we also have to be for our public so they can see what we're typing out. So keeping that up on the screen, that way our public as well as what we're seeing here.
So real quick, before we go, so if we look at that first sentence, before we do any typing on it, excellence, the first core values, the first 5. This is kind of what I like. We strive to achieve the highest standards in academic and personal growth by learning from others and by learning from others, and acting responsibly and being accountable. I'm not the final say or the say all. I'm trying to want to shorten that summary. What is the definition of excellence, I guess, is the key. And how do we want to? So I think excellence in academic, personal growth is important. I like that it says that we strive to achieve the highest standards in academic and personal growth
We strive to demonstrate.
and demonstrates we strive to demonstrate and achieve the highest standards in academic and personal growth.
Well, if
Maybe-
you've demonstrated it, you've achieved it.
By acting responsibly and being accountable. I don't know, I think through all this, do we need to have learning from others and working as a team in the excellence definition?
I would say I initially thought not on working as a team, but I think that that's one thing our district could do better at. And so I think
I agree.
that
We
that
don't-
would raise the bar for us.
Okay, I agree.
And I had one other quick suggestion. Renetta, sorry to put you on the spot, but would anyone mind if can you participate in this part where we're wordsmithing? Because you are excellent at that. I mean, I believe in having the smartest people in the room at the table. Would you mind? Because you're really fabulous at it. Thank you. Would anyone on the board mind if we invite Renetta to be?
I object.
You object. Thank you, Samantha. You object, right? In fact, go to your room.
And that's one of the reasons why I asked her to attend, because she is coming from tribal consultation. And so she asked if we were still going. I said, absolutely.
No, you're
Because
fabulous at this.
it's instruction based too. And Mr. Chavez, again, when the vision is, when all this is said, the main audience is the entire district, or is it what we're expecting the graduates? Because I heard something about
No,
graduates.
it's also, it's really for your staff as well as
Okay.
the expectation that you also hold for students coming through your system.
Okay.
It's also going to outline to the community what we're doing,
Correct.
who we are, and that's to me 1,000% important.
As I've typed it up, I kind of have something because I don't like, the word strive means
Yeah.
that you're trying, but I put demonstrating the highest standards of quality, collaboration, and accountability in academic and personal growth as we learn from others, work as a team, and act responsibly.
That's lovely, I think. You like it? I'm going to go to, you like
Say
it?
that again?
Okay,
Yay.
demonstrate high standards of quality, collaboration, and accountability in academic and personal growth as we learn from others, work as a team and act responsibly. So it's got more action words to it.
Lovely.
I
Yeah,
think
that's-
Samantha just caught about 3/4 of that, right?
Okay,
Demonstrate high standards.
let me finish because yeah.
You can cut and paste.
The other thing I think about when I think of core values, you remember it, elevator speeches, and students are going to remember the first word. They're going to remember ethics, excellence, that's it. The definition behind that is really where you push with, you know, the community or with the staff, the adults, in terms of what's really mean of it. But for students, they're going to remember like the first.
Well, in this case, even if they remember excellence in the first word, they would be having demonstrate excellence. That's awesome. That's an awesome thing to have them leave school with.
So
And I love the action thing. Thank you, Yolanda.
another thing you can do after you complete this work is filter them through ChatGPT and ask it, can you provide you with a tagline? And that's what students would then remember.
Exact. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. Great suggestion. We could hand them a little card when they leave at the school with our taglines on it for them for the future, laminated.
So would you be able to repeat that one last time, Yolanda?
Sure.
Thank you.
Demonstrate high standards of quality, collaboration.
Hold on.
Collaboration and accountability in academic and personal growth as we learn with others.
I'm going to get you to start from the beginning.
Okay,
My computer glitched.
okay. Okay, I can cut and paste this.
Yeah, she can send it to you.
That is good.
Yeah.
Do
That's
that.
probably better.
So are we good with the way that reads? It's just a matter of getting it over so that we can post it for the virtual audience.
So we have ethics as a core value, we have excellence as a core value. Mr. Chavez,
Yes, those two. And
I think next good of wait is equity. Could we focus on equity? Since that was I think we all
That was
were,
consistent, yeah.
I believe there was consensus on equity and excellence. And we're looking for collaboration was another one that was mentioned.
Kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and do, let's do equity, and then we can go with if we change now after that.
So under equity, on the next five, what that group came up with was respect, but you could call it equity. I love what they said, valuing diverse background, cultural identities, and perspectives of all individuals.
where's that at?
It's just written right.
Oh, that's on the back, that's,
Right there.
that's
Which is
AI.
fun. I love that language down
That's
there.
AI.
No, it's not. That was a group in our,
Where?
the next page, number 5. At the top of the page. The place that we've been working, just turn it. Go to the next page. At the top, it starts with innovation, number 4. And then it says respect. It uses that word instead of equity.
Okay.
But I love that way that
So-
Renetta wrote that sentence.
I like that there, so I do like that sentence, so I think my thoughts real quick are,
Okay,
so equity would be valuing diverse backgrounds, cultural identities, and perspectives of all individuals, and somehow trying to work this into it by ensuring every student has access to the resources and support needed to ensure success or needed to be successful.
Just access to resources.
yeah,
Yeah,
access to
yeah,
resources.
probably,
Support.
yeah, because the resource they'll take it from there.
So, because on the other two equities, they both have access to resources and support. One of them has valuing diverse backgrounds and perspectives. But I do like the way, as Vice President Sprace pointed out, valuing, so equity is valuing diverse background, cultural identities, and perspectives of all individuals and ensuring every student has access to the resources or access to resources and support.
I love that. Thank you. Take that, GBT. I love that. Secretary Trujillo, are you with us and are you working, are you okay with what we're doing?
Yes, yes.
Please just yell if you need to say something, because I can't
I'm
see.
listening.
Okay,
So
I think I have it
equity would be
typed up.
this sentence.
okay, so now we've got excellence, equity,
Ensuring-
and ethics. I don't like that word evolution at all.
Yeah, I agree with you on there. Let's do innovation instead.
So let's put a
Yeah, I
close to
agree.
equity though. We haven't put a close to equity.
You want me to read what I think I have it? So equity, valuing diverse backgrounds, cultural identities, and perspectives of all individuals, ensuring every student has access to resources and supports.
Yes. Yes, everyone good with that?
Okay.
Renetta, you good with that? Okay.
I'll cut and paste that.
See what it looks like?
Yes, please, if you can, Sam.
A little bigger.
I like it. That's really good, you guys.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Which is the next one you'd like to
There it is.
address?
I think in Vice President Spray, for me,
You may.
I think the next key to all of this though is when we talk about resources and support would be engagement or collaboration.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead, Susan.
I like the word engagement because it's a word that's being used a lot and people have a good understanding of it already. And engagement means just coming into just being a part of it, of whatever you're doing. And so I like the word engagement.
I
Engaging.
concur. I
Engagement.
concur with you, Secretary True. I like engagement because and we could add collaboration in there.
What about empowerment?
And that too.
I like that much
Yeah,
better.
empowerment, that, it says a couple things. Engaging, you can engage, but empower, I think, is a little stronger
love that.
adjective.
Yeah, true.
Adding to empower, I love the word inspire. We need to have inspire in there too, because we need
Okay,
to,
that'll be another I one because we already got innovation in there.
Let's do.
What about this, under empowerment? Engagement by our students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders is the key to our success through the development of innovation and a growth mindset. I mean, I love that, but see how that works for
Which
people.
one are you reading?
I'm reading on the back again, where I got the valuing diverse background. I was gonna take, because it uses the word engagement right away. So if you say empowerment, engagement by our students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders is the key to our success through the development of innovation and growth mindset, and a growth mindset. We can change that, but it's just an idea to start with. It's action, kind of an action thing, action words. And
No idea where she's reading it from.
those things all empower people, everything that's in that sentence. And I really love summer, we have to outline students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders, because we leave them out sometimes of conversation, in
I
conversation.
have no, where, I couldn't find it. So I'm trying to
Okay.
find where you're reading.
Core values?
On your page,
second page.
it's the second page of the thing that you guys handed us, that's
Yes.
stapled at the top that says mission on it. And then it says vision, and then you turn to core value.
Core value, the second page.
It's a different page.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's core values. We're working on that section. And then second page top.
It's in.
It's
core.
under, it's numbered 4, and I changed innovation to empowerment.
It's the next one. Right there.
Top of the page.
Okay.
Okay.
I did, for reference, if we can, maybe, I was gonna suggest the following. For core values, there's 3 sets, right? That's on there. Can we reference it as set 1, set 2, set 3? So that way,
Sure.
from set 1, obviously the first 5.
How about A, B,
Set
C?
2, sure.
We're using
From
number
A,
together.
1 through 5, B, 1 through 5, or C?
Fine.
There you go.
So then we're
Group
working
A,
on group.
B.
Under B, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, we're working under B.
And it's innovative.
And change innovation to, for empowerment,
Yeah.
for our value. And then we can talk about if we like
Sure.
what they wrote for innovation.
Can you read?
Is it like this, Secretary Trejo? On the board?
It's right there. You see it? It's perfect. You see it, engagement by our student, staff, board. Yeah, it looks like it's all there.
Is what you see on the screen what you want it to read?
What would be the definition of empowerment?
You got it.
See if,
Let's see, what,
Would it be engagement with?
empowerment is authority or power given to someone to do something. The process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and in claiming one's rights.
I don't know that that engagement is a definition under empowerment.
How about engaging our students? That's empowerment. You ask them to be engaged. I don't know. To me it is, but engaging our students, staff, board, families, and to stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Superintendent, can you reread?
Yes.
empowerment
Read the definition of empowerment, Superintendent, please.
again?
Empowerment is authority or power given to someone to do something.
Mm-hmm.
The process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights.
Here's something in the mind, empowerment, inspiring confidence.
Or how about instead of engagement, how about soliciting engagement from our student, staff, board, or, and stakeholders is the key to our success. I think that's really important if we say that we think that we're successful because of everybody. But Renetta, can you weigh in on this?
Well, my thoughts on this are, when I read engaging our students, to me, that sounds like we are empowering them. We're asking them to step into that role,
Right.
and take on that authority piece. Like, we're looking at our students, our staff, our families, our board members. It takes me back to at the school sites, how we want our parents to be engaged.
Yep.
But not just engaged, like participating in a activity. This empowerment piece says we want you to be a leader.
Very nice. So we would
Yeah,
say
that's very true.
engaging our students instead of engagement by. Try that.
So-
Will you try that?
So I added valuing the engagement of our students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders as a key to our success.
Nice.
Take that, ChatGPT.
Take that, ChatGPT.
I mean, I'm working off what you said, but just, I think the key to the empowerment part is valuing it, not just doing it, but that you actually value the engagement.
Yeah, it's more of a, as a school district, you want to show, care.
And
Nurturing.
inclusion.
Nurturing, that it's, as my friend put it, in Santa Fe, where his son goes to Santa Fe High, the counselor, she said, he's our kid too.
Oh, yeah.
Not only is your kid, he's our kid. That's like, he went to another school just up to this year.
Did you like that?
A magnet school. So
Mhm.
he
Valuing.
was very touched.
You could,
So does the way it reads now, is that,
Take this away from me. Jeez,
There's enchiladas in there.
I'm good.
I think what I did is just stopped after success, so through the
Like-
development of, I don't know if you need all of that.
Yeah.
think it's just
Let's keep us the same.
valuing the engagement of our student, staff, board, families, and stakeholders
Yeah, because
as the key to our success.
really less is better, guys, you know that.
Thank you for bringing Yolanda.
Yeah, you bet.
First, I was just still so lost. I'm like trying to find page.
Well, no, she went to a whole nother handout. I was the same way.
But now, we now.
Finally realized.
Does that read okay? President Flores, you.
I know he has a question mark on his head.
I'm stuck on the word inspire.
Um,
Not to be, not to be,
We'll put it, we'll
not to
put
be,
it started.
not to be out of there, but I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
we
be-
want to not only, you know what, what's the definition of inspire, superintendent?
Yes, sir.
Like my personal executive secretary.
You got it.
Because we want people to empowerment and inspire go to me kind of hand in hand.
Inspire means the verb is to fill someone with the urge or ability to do or feel something, especially do something creative. Of course, inspire as,
Supporting and inspiring engagement.
right, the second definition is breathe in air, inhale.
I like, we could add it,
So
inspiring.
Well, we can add it somewhere or right here. As
Right.
long as it's.
you
in
could
this
either
thing.
put it for inspiring and valuing the engagement of our students.
That's good.
That's the President Mark, we have innovation. I think that's right in there.
Yeah, and I would
Yeah.
suggest putting inspiration first
Mhm.
because you inspire and
You
then you
inspire
value.
first and then you value, yeah.
And Sam, thank you for doing this because I know you're like under the gun.
You like that? Secretary Trujillo, do you like this?
Yes.
Perfect.
We're good.
Number
Is the
two,
next one going to be innovation?
is the next one, no, well, we don't need to necessarily. We used empowerment.
Okay.
I think that's pretty innovative to use empowerment.
Well,
The other one, sorry.
No,
ahead.
I'm sorry, I think innovation is key though, because we want to be innovative in the classroom.
Okay,
We want our students to be innovative in regards to, when a teacher is giving a lesson, shall I say, there's engagement there, but then we want the students to use that lesson or be creative on how they're, because it's about taking what you learn in the classroom and using it in life. And people ask you, what is the purpose of algebra? What is the purpose of, some of the stuff I'm taught in school? Well, it opens up your mind, some chat in some form or fashion down the road to
it's a great word.
I'm not saying, I'm also not stuck, I'm not stuck on concrete, but I think, if we did something that was easy to remember, like ease, it doesn't have to be like that at all, because I could.
Or
I have a
EIE.
suggestion,
Yeah,
maybe, if you like it.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What about being enterprising? Because enterprising describes someone with initiative, energy, and a willingness to take risks, to start new projects, this is about being bold, resourceful, and creative in solving problems. An enterprising person is proactive, imaginative, and adept to recognizing new opportunities. Is it too business-like for you? I'm thinking.
So you're saying?
Yeah.
You're saying
I was
enterprise.
thinking it was too
Okay.
business. That's a perfect word, business-like. Or kind of serious and not as exciting as innovation.
Well, and I'm hearing President Flores' thing of like, if it's all the 5 E's, right? I could see you guys having something that's like Tiger Pride or whatever, the 5 E's, da, 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 da. So that was the only thing I was thinking of, but you could have, if you have one that's one letter off, they might remember it too, so.
No, we could be off with it. I was just thinking, like, something that's consistent. What are our core values, the 5 E's?
We don't need to use the word engagement under number 2 because we used engagement with empowerment. We used that word starting empowerment off.
Right, no, so we're just thinking, you've got 4 already, equity, I mean, you've got ethics, excellence, equity, and empowerment. So you've
Right.
got the 4 E's already.
Right.
So the last one could be,
Maybe we don't have to use, we could find a way to be innovation in somewhere, like here we go back to excellence. We strive to be innovative in achieving, maybe we could use the word innovation within excellence, because remember King said, when you're innovative, it leads to excellence, because you're given a limited amount of resources, and you got to be innovative on what you do with that to whatever it may be.
I like the word, I like that word only because, again, we're thinking a little in excellence. Sometimes when words are repeated over and over again, they lose, there's something a little lost in it. But now that you bring up the word what word again did you use?
Innovation.
The innovation. It's like we're thinking of ways to just better ourselves, or better the students, better our community, better parents, better everybody. But innovate, it's like let's pull something out of ourselves. Let's pull us to a different level. And to me, it comes through innovation. Let's see what's going to happen.
If I may,
Go
I'm sorry,
ahead.
Secretary, through here. I hear sometimes a puzzle. Let me, if I may, just a quick word on innovation, short sentence. Encourage creative thinking and embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning.
Yeah. Yep. That's innovation.
Okay, well, it would be innovative to have 4 E's and 1 I and have the I in the middle of the 2 E's, then an I, and then 2 more E's. So maybe they'd notice it more. I don't know. Renetta, do you want to weigh in on this?
Well, I'll tell you my initial when I hear it.
Go
And
ahead.
we're thinking about, saying we're looking at the E's and the I. What pops in my head is IE, like, or E, like, the
Yeah.
spelling for.
well, that's,
Yeah, I.
What popped into my head was EI, like emotional intelligence.
Yes. I think of when you say is,
Like
a letter I.
Right.
What is that? So I like the idea of it being included somewhere, if we could, either separate innovation, because it is an important piece of the district. In fact, at tribal consultation, that was something that was brought up by tribal government, was what they were asking us to start thinking about, how we can be innovative. But it looks like maybe excellence, it might fit in there in some way. I'm not sure exactly how, but to stick it in there and then keep the E's together.
Well, Mr. Chavez said that he's not seen a district with fewer than 5. Is that correct?
No, there's nothing sacred about that.
So
Okay.
You could do the 4.
real quick, so I heard two things here. So initially, I concur with our associate superintendent that, and Member King mentioned this too, like innovation and excellence and success kind of go hand in hand. Doesn't, of course, just because I'm the president, doesn't have to go this way, but I think if we could fit innovation somewhere in excellence by like demonstrating high standards of innovation.
That was already a pretty long one. The way we
Well,
did
it's right
it,
there,
so
the
change it.
collaboration and accountability. I didn't really agree with quality. I know quality is a good word there. And
High standards of innovation, collaboration, and accountability. So you'd replace quality with
I think
innovation.
that would work there. But something was mentioned by Associate Superintendent, emotion. I wonder if there's somehow, especially in this day and age, where we can value,
People feel.
the way people feel. Yeah, I don't know if there's a word, when we talk about, I don't know if we want to put emotion there as a value, but
Maybe in the empowerment section where we talk about inspiring and valuing the engagement and emotions of our students.
Mhm.
Um, And then that way you're inspiring and valuing the engagement, not only the engagement, but also the emotions.
I like that because, you know, we want them to express themselves. If they're not feeling good, they need to let us know at school so we could find them the resources. If they're happy, we don't want them to hold that back.
What about the word that's being used a lot? I mean, the emotional wellness? Can we add wellness in there, the emotional wellness? Or it doesn't fit in there?
There's on the core values, I'm sorry,
Or inequity.
board member trio, but it has natural curiosity, passion, joy for learning. So, you know, when you say emotion, this is even gets more into what type of emotion, natural curiosity, passion. So I don't know if we want to put passion, because you guys know if someone's passionate about something, that's where rubber meets the road, you know. I think professionals sometimes are described, that was my passion, or you find a passion. So I don't know if that's a way to add that in there.
Maybe under equity, since we're valuing, right? What are we valuing? Because the first verb is valuing, right? Valuing diverse background, cultural identities, emotional learning, and perspectives of all students.
But that's not really equity. That's not equity. That's more about quality of what they,
Okay.
I mean, I just don't think that's an equity piece. Could be under empowerment or. it could be-
So emotions come under empowerment, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I think
Okay.
emotions would be good.
I think so too.
Inspiring and valuing the engagement.
And emotional learning.
Yeah.
No, Yolanda says no. I do like Secretary's idea of including the word wellness somewhere because that's really super important in all areas.
What, emotional wellness then instead of emotional learning?
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
And we added innovation on excellence. Maybe you could just strike that there.
Sorry, say that one more time.
We added excellence. We added innovation up there in excellence. So
And what I was going to suggest on,
strike the innovation down on the bottom.
I know we're kind of working on two different ones at the same time, but going back to Ms. Corova's recommendation on the enterprise, I was going to ask if what y'all thought about this on using the word enterprise, but placing encouraging innovation. Let's see, encouraging innovation and embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning, period. With enterprise at the enterprise.
You might use encouragement instead of enterprise. Enterprise sounds like we're talking about money sometime, or we're talking about, it's
Like a business.
like too
Okay.
business-like. Encouragement wouldn't be a bad core value at all. Or something else that starts with E.
Yeah, I like it, encouragement.
So what is missing for you guys in the core values is just the innovation part, is what you're saying?
No, we added innovation up there under
Well,
excellence.
Okay.
No, let's see.
I think what's lacking is somehow to incorporate the being expressive,
Right.
emotional.
Thinking outside the box and that we're okay with that.
But isn't that what demonstrate high standards of innovation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is.
So maybe we add back in innovation and actually associate superintendent, that's a colloquialism in Taos, EO, E, we say that.
I know. We
So
do.
that's ironically, it's a Norteño thing, yeah.
That would be
phrase.
that would be our grin and our
I
smirk.
was to pick up my daughter and the kid was, just her tonation is a Taoseño tone. She was talking to her friend. You just turn, you know that here, that's a very endearing, phrase.
That would add the culture to the
Yeah.
core values.
Yeah, so it's funny how
So awesome.
we summarize what is already understood in the community culture. So
So we take off innovation from excellence and make it its
Yeah, we
own?
give it its own and put it in the middle and you almost,
Then you can get rid of encouragement.
you can almost remember that. You go,
Mhm.
okay, and people, and obviously we can get a sounding board when we have the community come back and just kind of see what their take is. You know, out of
Yeah,
curiosity,
quality.
because we gotta stay open.
You know.
Yeah.
So you'd put it in between, right there.
Yeah, right in the
Exactly.
middle.
I
Yeah.
love this. I love this because it's so perfectly odd like Taos.
Then innovation would be.
What you had, you saved it?
Yolanda, do you have what we had written or I had, it's on here, but did we change it from engagement by our
That
students?
encouraging creative thinking and embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I had.
Okay.
One last thing I'd like to add on equity there that I think we talk about the moral values, but so equity, valuing and respecting diverse background, cultural identities, and perspectives. So diverse backgrounds, add an S under backgrounds, and
Identities and perspectives of all individuals, ensuring every student has access to the resources and support needed to succeed, or the supports, right?
no, that sounds, no, and support. I'm
Okay,
okay with that.
Yolanda,
For success.
Yolanda, on innovation, I gave you the wrong thing just then. What we had talked about in that section was, but we'll change this first word of for sure. Engagement, that's where we talked about our students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders is the key to our success through the development of innovation and a growth mindset. We could take that part out, the growth mindset, or we talked about taking some of that out. But somewhere we want to say that I can't see that we've included that anywhere else right now. But we talked about mentioning by name our students, staff, board, families, and stakeholders is the key to our success. I think that should be somewhere.
You're mentioning?
I'm looking, just a second, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I didn't go down, so innovation, Member King, how would you like that to read?
Well, on our core values, what it says, engagement by student, staff, I mean,
Right.
it's going specific.
I guess maybe it's because we changed innovation to empowerment. We did do that, actually. The definition that was on
No.
Part B, innovation, we put empowerment instead of innovation on that one.
Okay, yeah, we kind of moved that. And now we're back in innovation.
Yeah, so
So encouraging creative thinking, embracing new technologies and ideas and teaching and learning. Yeah, that you've got the students is obviously in the learning part.
Renetta, you've got a smile on your face. You coming up with something? No? Okay. Because what we said, that thing that we have now under innovation is kind of cookie cutter for a word like innovation. I think.
Which cookie?
Encouraging creative thinking and embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning. That's probably what it says in Los Alamos too. Like it's just kind of
That's-
flat. Something that we're saying is our innovation. Our call to the students and teachers for innovation. That's what this should be.
Well, sometimes just like students, you have kids who are gonna be like, somewhere in the middle, and then you've got the kids who you'll go, hey, that kid was in my class, and they come back and they remember you and they tell you what a difference you made in their life, and it may have been something that you didn't think it was something that was
Right.
significant. So education, I guess it's the old colloquialism, you teach the kids to read and write and in regards to thinking for themselves, and you never know where that's gonna go, So I know it's nice to have it pop off the page, but sometimes it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Well, concentrate on innovation and how we would translate that so people would read it and go, oh, and we need to be able to back this up too with our behaviors and our way we accept people's ideas. But,
How about this, encouraging. So I remember from the last workshop we had, the group I was with, they liked, or we valued continuous improvement and growth. But if it said encouraging continuous improvement and growth through creative thinking and embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning.
so I like everything. I don't, where I get lost because it's boring to me is the embracing new technologies and ideas in teaching and learning. Because I think we're a school district. Everybody probably already knows that to me, the creativity needs to be, and are you saying yes, Renetta?
How about instead of technologies, just new thinkings?
And what?
Just encouraging continuous improvement and growth through creative thinking. Well,
I like technology there because our world is getting ever more technical and the technology is expanding with AI and robotics and I mean, I think technologies we need to emphasize too.
Well, believe me, okay, I get that.
Embracing new
I
technologies.
understand you. I don't think we're having any trouble having kids be learning technologies though.
No,
They
Yeah.
kind of love it. Okay, so encouraging continuous, I would say,
Instead of saying encouraging continuous improvement, just encouraging continuous
Creative
encouraging continuous growth,
yeah.
not improvement, just growth, period,
Mm-hmm.
through creative thinking.
Period, but yes,
Creative
growth is a
thinking
great word.
technologies.
It's an
Yeah.
action, good action word. Through creative thinking, comma, embracing new technologies.
or while embracing.
Okay,
Well, not every kid that, okay.
while embracing new technologies and ideas. You know what? It's there and it's in the classroom and it's I see even in Alessandra's class, the teacher uses this dojo, and it's amazing what she does, you know, and giving points and tracking, having them track their so many things and how they learn. And so is being used all the way down through the elementary. So it's the continuous growth. There's growth there already. So it's going to continue to, we don't know to what level. And in teaching our children to catch up to where they need to be in the higher grades and in taking them into their future in whatever path they choose to go, whether it's going to be college and not all children will go to college, but the innovation is there. They're going to learn and they're going to prosper in whatever trade or future they have. But if we give them all, if that's available to them, and it is already, it's going to what we're just saying now is a continuous. Let's continue what we're doing. Let's continue to learn and see what's out there that we can provide for our schools so that they can provide for our children and the teachers and children, I should say.
Well put. Well put, Secretary Trio. Yeah, the continuous growth, you know, you want to take the, you know, kids are learning, the level of learning is obviously varies, but, you know, they're all learning, even if it's actually of being a good citizen, a good neighbor. You know, that's probably the biggest thing is, I say, your social skills.
Well, the reason I like teaching and learning in particular is because the teaching component becomes the staff. It becomes what we're trying to teach the students, right? But it also embraces the learning piece for the students. But you can also flip it on the
I was gonna
other
say.
side. You could also say that as adults, we're also learning.
What about, I know it's all, when it flips, it's really good. That's really good. Encouraging continuous growth through creative thinking, comma, it's the while embracing new technologies thing. What about, this is an idea? I'm going outside the box here. What about through creative thinking?
What about the
Something
word
about using the
advancement?
word freedom to embrace new technologies. I love the word freedom for them, for under innovation. Go ahead, Renetta.
And this was different from what you were saying.
That's fine.
It's just in addition to like the advancements, like somewhere in there, while embracing new advancements in technology, teaching and learning.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, well, right.
Mhm.
Your part was,
Advancements in technologies,
Comma, teaching and learning.
well, no, new advancements in technologies and ideas, new advancements, new ideas
Right.
in teaching and learning. Leave ideas in there. Ideas is
You don't
really
think advancements and ideas are meaning the same thing?
No, technologies, well, while embracing new advancements in technologies and ideas, advancements and ideas also, I would think.
Can I have one?
Yes.
So encouraging continuous growth using creative methods, new technologies, and ideas to inspire and support curiosity. And I put, it's redundant, it says new ways of learning, but something
Or
that.
how about, yeah,
Because
I
it
like
has the word inspire,
curiosity.
which,
You got creative methods. That's good. I like that.
I liked thinking, but I mean, it doesn't have to stay there because I mean, we want,
and new ways of thinking. Is that what you're thinking?
well,
Well, continuous growth could be thinking. Let's read it like it is. Encouraging continuous growth using creative methods while embracing new advancements in technologies and ideas in teaching and learning. That's pretty
I
good.
like it.
That's
The way
pretty
that
good.
looks.
Do you like it? Is that, you good with it? You,
See where I'm-
Secretary?
Think-
I like it only because it's our own words. It is not like you said, it's, it's like a cliche or just words that.
Right.
The
Yep.
norm. This kind of says something that we're trying to say.
Exactly. I feel the same. Member King, what do you think?
It works.
Okay.
I like where it's at.
Okay, cool. I love that we put innovation in there and
No, you know.
I love it.
Be reminded of that. No, it's great.
Puts a smile on my face every time I look at our core values.
It means something.
Are you good so far with that?
I have to comment. I think what's interesting is that it's even pushing us as a board to just use the technology that we've never used before, use thinking outside the box in just the words of what words really, really mean to us. And instead of just using words just to fill in space, the words that have meaning and ignite a passion in us to just rise to a different level, not just for ourselves, but for all of us. When I mean the Taos Municipal Schools.
Okay, last question. Of the E words, does the board and Renetta and everyone in this room, do you have any idea do you want them to remain in the order they are now? Or do you want to have some higher to the top, or how would are you happy with the way?
Was this in relation to E?
No.
Say it again?
The I is staying in the middle, but for the, because the words that start with E in the order they're in now, is that the way you want it to read? Or do you want some to be higher up after ethics, or what do you think?
I'm okay with the way they sit unless somebody else
Okay.
wants to move them around. Unless, do we want to start off with empowerment or excellence?
You could do it alphabetical, either way. Meaning, the two E start, so E next, or is there priority? If anything, if you look at the four E's, is there one that's a priority over anything else?
Exactly. I know Tom Peters kind of wrecked the excellence. It's so overused.
Yeah, I mean,
That would make empowerment at the top if we did it alphabetically.
yeah.
You could also use your community meeting coming up to determine that.
Oh, that's a great
For
idea.
example.
Yeah,
I
rather
love
than
that.
you assuming, because the community may say what rises to the top is more important or how they should be ordered. That way you're listening to the community as well,
Mhm,
because they
that's a great
may,
idea.
they might change some of the words in here anyway.
If we let them, just kidding. Just kidding. We might go, hey,
I think that's
you
a-
like this, right?
That's a nice template.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I like it.
That's good
Good
work.
work. Okay, we're ready to move
My,
on.
my concern with doing this at the community meeting, it's not intended for this type of work.
Oh, then we.
Because then that would just prolong your meeting.
Mhm.
Right.
Because you saw how long it took to get to the point of where you are now.
Yeah, and it's just us.
Yeah.
So are you recommending maybe we have this printed on the wall in a few places and they can see,
So
they
what
can
you
read
could
it?
do is call a focus group of those that
Okay.
attend
Subset.
and
Okay.
a subset of that group.
Great idea. Perfect.
So the next part of this is the vision statement. And you have the vision statements that were developed also in that same handout.
Oh, I like the third one.
Mr. Chavez, from your experience, for vision statements, is a simple, short, but powerful sentence best instead of a 2 or 3?
Yes, it should be.
Because the vision is, this is where we want to go, right?
Yeah.
Or where we want to be.
I love the third
Is
one.
What's that?
I love the third one.
The mission or
Vision, we're
or
under
mission?
vision, aren't we?
Third
Didn't
bullet?
you say,
We're doing the vision. the
Yeah.
Vision, yeah.
on the vision? Okay.
I love the third one. It's sweet and simple and it's powerful. The second one sounds like probably everybody else's to me.
So I'm sorry, look at at this handout, the Taos Municipal Schools core values at the very top. Is that what you're looking at?
No, I was looking here where you
Yeah.
had on this page.
The one at the back.
Yeah.
It's this one.
Third bullet from the vision title.
Above.
Dr.
the
Chuck.
values, Power of the creation of the transformative.
Yes, that one. I like.
Transformative
There,
culture.
in my way of looking, it's this one that says mission, vision, core values, the same pattern. The same handout that we were using with
Yeah.
Staples with 2 pages.
The bottom one?
That's what
Yeah.
I like. I
Yeah.
love that.
Third bullet.
I love it, but, and I don't like the second one. And the first one, Renetta can change.
So is that the mission that we're looking at?
Right there.
Yep. Yep.
And Mr.
vision
Chavez, you
statement.
can also see it up here.
Or on the vision statement.
Okay, empower the creation of a transformative culture that inspires innovative learning.
I would love it if we
Yeah.
were that. The first one's okay. The middle one, I'm not. I think it sounds canned.
Yeah, the first one, you really don't want a list of,
Things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that,
Right.
that list may be what you would incorporate into a mission statement,
Yeah,
but not a vision statement.
right.
I would agree. The third one there truly does read as a
Vision statement.
vision statement.
I love it, but everybody else needs to weigh in. Well, I just think it's like, if I read that and I were a parent with a student, I'd be like, let's go there instead of another school. I think that's awesome.
That's a good hook.
I mean, that doesn't need to be, vision statements are not supposed to be complicated, as you just said.
It's what you aspire. of
Right.
Your district, yeah.
I wonder if there's somewhere in there we could incorporate like wellness or power the creation of a transformative culture that inspires innovative learning.
And that may be more fitting in your mission statement.
Mhm. What was your tagline of a vision statement? What it's supposed to exhibit for people?
So for example, a tagline for innovation could be inspiring creative minds. That gives you an idea of what a tagline could read.
But what I'm asking
Or-
you is, if you say your vision statement is supposed to be,
It's like, just do it. And when you talk about the Nike,
yeah,
yeah,
and then
that's their
the
tagline.
way to do it comes as the recipe
So
follows.
let's run
Okay.
that through AI and it'll give you a tagline for that.
The vision statement usually defines your long-term goals, your purpose, and your desired future state.
Thank you. That's what I was
That's what
looking
you're
for.
looking
Oh, I'm sorry.
Perfect. Okay, and Mark, you would like to, you wanted to say we could maybe work in, say it again, the wellness thing?
Yeah, but I hear, Mr. Travis said it might be best in our mission, you know.
Okay. Got it.
So with the vision statement that's on screen right now, so there's 3, 1, 2, 3. So we need to narrow that down to just one.
And
Correct. You need to reach consensus on one.
And number 2 is the same, is the one that Vice President Spray said. I just moved it up because number 3 is the one that she didn't like. And then I put number 2 in number 1. So I
Yeah.
erased everything.
Got it.
I would just,
Thank you.
why don't you erase, if it's okay with the board, to have Samantha take off 2 and 3, because I think we've settled on 1.
No, she
No, no,
moved
Oh, no.
the other way.
Go
Number
back.
2, the middle one.
She had moved the,
So
Well, number 2,
was the last one.
number 2 is in number.
Glad she knows her.
yeah, we're moving things around here.
Yeah, so empower.
Number 2 was in number 1.
The one that I liked
Number 2 is the key.
initially,
Is put into number 1, and then the one that I got rid of that you guys asked was empower the creation of a transformative culture that inspires innovative learning, but I just left it as itself earlier, for you guys to see it by itself instead of it being with Taos Municipal Schools. And number 2 is still the second one that she didn't like.
right, but the one I like is the one that said empower the creation of, it's there, but
It's just with Taos Municipal Schools.
do you want, do you,
I actually kind of like the fact that it says Taos Municipal
I do
Schools
too.
will.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just saying it will. We will.
So you like having that. tag.
yeah, do you think that that's important to have the name of our school?
It does, most of them start with that.
Okay, perfect. Of course, if we're innovative, we'll do it differently.
Well, is there consensus
Does
with
everyone,
that vision
everyone okay
statement?
with a short one like that,
I'm
for
okay.
vision statement?
It
Member
gi-
King?
It gives a lot to interpret and read into, even though it's small, the transformative, I think it's inspire, those 2 words are,
They're really, yeah,
yeah,
they're
they're
good.
far reaching.
Secretary Trujillo?
I was, no, never, disregard. I just corrected myself.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, are we ready to move on to mission
Yes, to
statement?
the mission statement. And
Vice
you have-
President Spray,
Yes.
President, Flores, members of the board, can I ask for just a little 5-minute recess?
Sure.
You may, do we need to vote on that? Mark?
I think, we could do it by, what is it,
Acclamation.
acclamation?
It's been suggested that we take a 5-minute break. Those in favor?
We'll do a motion.
I make a motion that we take a 5-minute break.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'll go use our time wisely.
And let me stop the recording just to make sure.
So by my watch, it's 3:24. We'll reconvene at 3:29.
Yes. Yes, 3:29. You gotta.
I
agree.
Okay.
I haven't had some.
Okay.
So that's one thing. It's interesting going over this right now. I didn't have.
The reason I stopped is because Sam had to pick up her little one. And then I had to ask of her,
Oh.
so there would be nobody to.
And so this is question. And this is Selma's. You should show you. I share that with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We could do it even midterm. And this is that. They have different peak out. They're still working. So I think it's, but they are working. Cause I know we talked about having a workshop.
The lady who.
Yeah, you can just have her make copies. You can put them all our box.
She's the one that's doing.
Then we'll go. It was nice, Miss Erica, she stayed the whole time. No, she really,
But also the.
Yeah.
What do you call it when you can't see it? Green privacy.
no, he's a good.
Yeah, I love that. You know how important you are to us? We still have you.
I saw that. I was impressed.
Nice. We didn't just put them up for today.
That was a lot of good work.
Thank you. It was fun. I had such a fun day that day. I hope the community meeting is as much fun. I think it will be.
You'll enjoy it.
I know I will. I've already got a list of my victims tomorrow. You're so easygoing. It's easy to work with you.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.
On the mission. First one on the mission.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It does. Why couldn't I invite one?
Yolanda has-
The only one going there? You know. She's beautiful. I love her bow.
Oh. I'm like now knowing that my job.
What is that over
run
there?
Type stuff.
Oh, I love
Sam will
one.
have to send it back to me too.
Just-
She was able to pull up the
just one.
document. That's good.
Much as I need to, you know, it's good for. I can have that weight. Costco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Thank
guy, I go, oh, I use that.
What do you, Thank you.
Yeah, it's, that way is. way that's, you know, because sometimes those proteins have different.
Yeah,
That way is like, I don't. But yeah, that's fine.
nice. All right, it's 3:29, folks.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Where are my people?
Let's take 'em.
It looks just like her mother.
I know.
That child is gorgeous. The scones over there are really good. Hmm? After we do the mission statement, then what's next? What's left?
Goals.
Goals?
And I suggest no more than 5, preferably 3.
Okay.
Mhm.
We should be able to crank those out.
Yeah,
Is this supposed to last till 4 or 5?
5.
Okay.
And Yolanda will walk us through guardrails. So if we can walk out this afternoon with goals and guardrails, and you will have your core values, your vision, and your mission statements. You're pretty well set for me to come back and work with the administration on action plans, strategies, and key performance indicators.
So today you want to finish mission statement and goals and guardrails?
Yes, if possible.
Then Mark better get back out here.
So David, if you can recall, I was wanting to see about a macro level. So that we are at the micro level. And the school sites are at the nano level or campus level.
The way I like goals to read is that they're general enough to provide flexibility, specific enough to provide direction.
Correct.
So,
And
yeah.
but general enough or enough to where it applies to many different, instead of pigeonholing, it's broad enough that at the micro level,
Right.
we can be specific to.
Oh, there he
Yes,
is.
so a math goal. We will have raised scores by 15%
So that would
by
be-
the year 2029.
Be the micro level.
No, that's a
Micro level.
macro level.
That'd be the micro. So the macro would be increase by 6% or whatever the number may be. Increase proficiencies by this. So that's the general
That's the general.
or macro. The micro now becomes,
What you're gonna do.
What are
in
you
the
going to
first
do
year.
manually? And then what are the strategies that you're going to be using to get there?
and then because going back to increase proficiencies, there's different proficiencies for the different secondary, elementary, and what it applies to. So when you kind of go down to the macro or micro, micro or nano of math, that all of a sudden, instead of looking at this for a district, you're now looking just the math.
And that's where your action plans will come into play. And that's the work that you and the leadership team will put together.
Okay, I'd like to call us back to order.
Motion to come back into.
Motion to
open
come
session.
back into
Let
open
me,
session. Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay,
Board, if I may, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I stop the recording, Sam. We get that going before.
oh, it's not going, okay. Thank you. This feels like a workshop. It has the wood. Definitely. Thank you, Samantha. Motion to call this meeting back to order.
Second.
Samantha, call the roll, please.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo, Almost.
I'm
Wait.
here.
We have a motion to call the meeting back to order. That's what,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
thank you.
Vice President Spray.
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
Okay, thank you all. What we have left to do this afternoon is the mission statement, the goals, and the guardrails, and we have about an hour and a half to do that. So I just wanted to give everyone a heads up on the work product we need in the next hour and a half. We're going to start next with the mission statement, and Mr. Chavez.
Yes, you have that as a handout as well. It's on the first page of your handout. And you developed these during the work session on February 20th. As I read through these, the first one to me reads more like a vision statement, more so than a mission statement. The other two do appear to be written as a mission statement.
With number 3, Vice President Spray, what if we, instead of we empower all students, Taos Municipal Schools, empowering all students?
So take out the at and start Taos Municipal Schools. You're going to leave at in there?
At Taos Municipal Schools, no, Taos Municipal Schools,
Empowers. Will empower.
will empower,
Okay.
or.
Empower.
What about this?
Go ahead.
Just at Taos Municipal Schools, we empower all students.
Just let me ask, do we want to start a mission statement with the?
We started just with
proposition?
Taos Municipal Schools.
Yeah, I would too. I add as. a
Either-
proposition.
Or Taos Municipal Schools, comma, empowering, would that work? Empowering all students?
A mission, we're going to do something. So
So empowers. all
empowers.
Empowers.
Take out empowers. Taos Municipal Schools empowers. Go ahead, keep reading, please.
No, I just caught that there.
Oh, okay. All students academically, socially, emotionally, and physically to develop the knowledge, resilience, and integrity needed to succeed in college, careers, and a changing world. I like the changing world thing a lot.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about the correct punctuation with the dash before the 2 dashes in that sentence. Is that how you want that to read, do you think?
Probably not.
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't
know that
think
it
so
takes
either.
The dashes there.
And then Mr. Chavez did provide us with this one-page sheet that has some sample mission statements also.
Find that in my. The first one's pretty good, isn't it?
On this sheet, it gives you a definition about the middle of the page, where it starts at the top, mission statement activity, Taos Municipal Schools Board of Education, then goes on to purpose. So the mission is what we do every day to get there. It's present and it's operational. A strong mission statement is clear, student-centered, and actionable.
For a better view, if you guys need, the sample ones are right here.
Yeah, we might call those to secretary's attention because she doesn't have this packet, does she?
Yes, she does.
Oh, she does, okay. Susan, right now, we're looking at the page that starts, it's a single page that starts with sample vision statements and sample mission statements.
Superintendent Lane, do you have any input?
So I was looking, kind of going back what you were talking about, what the definition of a mission statement is. And I'm glad, David, thank you for that, bringing that. And then it just says it's a brief statement of the general values and principles which guide the program or office or department of goals, and in this case, our district. So it should be brief. It should encompass the general values and principles that we have. And it's exactly what David said, it guides the everyday. So having said that, I particularly like learning without limits because it just kind of opens it up to, there's no limitations to what we can learn. But that's more of that's my piece for keeping the learning in, but not providing the limitations that some could see that we have or exists.
Well, is it learning without limits there is, under vision statements, but that could be a mission statement?
I think that's under.
Oh, yeah.
under
or-
both.
Yes,
It's in
I
the
see.
mission.
Yes, sir.
I love, or I like the one that's, I think member King has mentioned this earlier too, the lifelong learner thing, that mission statement's, I think, pretty good too. I don't think, these will not say inspiring lifelong learners or learning without limits. That's not, that's just what the subcategory is. So it would start, either the first one that starts with we commit providing engaging student blah, 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 or we dedicate ourselves to that one. We could kind of choose between those two because I think we kind of hit the excellence through equity when we did the core value, or when we did the first thing we worked on, which was core values, started working on earlier today.
And President Flores, you had mentioned that you wanted to include a word,
Mhm.
and this would be the appropriate place to do that if you wanted to do that.
Well, I think it's important, I was kind of thinking about emotions and the wellness of our students, both emotionally, mentally, and physically. I think that's key. Kids have trouble learning. You can't teach to them if their mind and emotions are elsewhere. So I think that needs to be a very, very much a key focus on us. And, we're not going to solve every problem or cure every illness or sickness, but if we can put a mindset or a focus towards, being receptive, being aware and alert to those issues, we may very well be more successful in what we're trying to achieve.
So if you're looking at learning without limits, could that read, we dedicate ourselves to innovative teaching, social emotional learning, collaborative partnerships, and then the rest of it read as it's written there. I don't know if social emotional learning gets to what you are wanting.
That,
to
I think
accomplish.
it does, because the thing that I always think of is I think it's a community schools thing where they talk about a child can't learn if they come from home and they're just all up in, ugh. That's what
Yeah, if
would
they're
be,
coming to you hungry,
yeah,
learning's not going to be on their minds when they enter
Exactly.
the doors.
And I think
Or
not just
trauma.
our students, but our staff as well. Superintendent?
I was going to say, and going back to the third bullet that Vice President Spray, like empower the creation of a transformative culture that inspires innovative learning. Could that be added? Sam, at that last one, if you can show the learning without limits.
And I like that, excuse me, because you're saying it again. You're saying it again, and I like the word, if we could find a place for environment. We talk about the culture of our school, but also the environment that it's a place where they can come and be safe. They can have a trusted adult that they can know that they can learn and expand themselves, because each child comes with a gift. Each child comes with a purpose. And for us to be a part of that, that's absolutely incredible. For us to have that opportunity to mold these children and into adulthood and to carry on with their lives but that environment, it brings, like you said, the community schools concept into play. I think we need to touch on that in some way, but I like the word environment in if it fits in there someplace.
I think that's a great suggestion. I also am looking at the term critical thinking. I would really like that to be in our mission statement, that kids learn how to employ critical thinking in their daily lives. Their lives will be different if they can learn how to do that.
And with that being said, it lends itself to allow children to have a voice in their learning, to to see where each child excels and embrace them in their capacity to learn, because all children learn differently. I just came across a book. It's called The Unschooled Mind: How Children Think and How Schools Should Teach. And it says an invaluable book for teachers, school administrators, parents, and policymakers. It's a New York Times book review, but I thought that's so true. And in some way, we need to say that to, what are we saying to this child? And that we're going to participate in their learning. We're going to participate in their growth and participate in their purpose.
Okay, we need to finish, we need to keep moving on the mission statement so we get all this done by 5.
Okay.
We're not going to use the word strive. We already talked about that. I wanted to have critical thinking in there. So if that's okay with everyone, I'd encourage that. Does anyone have an idea of how to wrap this up, like Yolanda or Renetta? To kind of try and offer us one that contains the things that you've been listening to us talk about.
Vice President Bray, did you want anything in that third bullet that you liked?
Pardon me?
That third bullet that you liked, did you want anything in there from that third bullet? Remember at the very beginning?
Yeah, I just was saying, let's try and, yeah, I think all that is good. Innovative teaching, collaborative partnerships, inclusive practice, empower students to explore their passions. I don't know, I'm getting, somebody else needs to take over for a second. I'm getting lost in the words.
So we're focusing on that learning without limits. Is that where we're at?
We can vote.
Commissioners?
I don't know that we've delineated that yet, actually.
So
I think the two that we've been working from are the top one and not the middle one, the top one and the bottom one.
the third one reads, and we talked about adding social emotional learning.
Yes, we did.
Possibly. So
Yep.
we dedicate ourselves to innovative teaching, social emotional learning, collaborative partnerships, and inclusive practices that empower students to explore their passions, embrace diversity, and shape a better future. So I
Okay.
like all of that. The only question I wonder, and not that I dislike it, or does "and shape a better future" serve a, I like all that.
Yeah, I do too.
And I wonder if we said we are dedicated. Now we dedicate ourselves. We are dedicated to innovative teaching,
Mhm.
social emotional learning, collaborative partnerships is key. All that is key. Innovative teaching,
Right.
social emotional learning. The kids have to be well to learn, to pick up what that innovative teaching is. We need collaborative partnerships and inclusive practices. And I like the rest that empower students. We spoke about passion, to explore their passions, embrace diversity. Our community is very diverse. In
And s-
shaping their future.
I offer a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Rather than "we are dedicated," what if you started out with "Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated"?
I like that.
That's good. And then let's rework that shape a better future thing. I agree with you. That's not strong enough, or it's, what did you just suggest instead of that? Shape and shape a better future? Is that the part you were, that's the part you were working with?
Yeah. I don't know, and shape a better future. I don't really, shaping a better future doesn't.
More
I
like shape a
said
better world.
creating future opportunities.
For a brighter future, or for a better future, or for?
Please.
Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated to meaningful partnerships with our students, staff, and community to deliver an educational experience that prepares every child, or we could say every student again, with the academic, social, emotional wellness, critical thinking, resilience, and integrity needed to thrive in college, careers, and a changing world.
Love it. I love it.
I tried to get all the words that everybody was saying.
No, I love it.
Could you
You're
read it one more
You're
time?
ChatGPT
Well,
one.
college, but then those who aren't going to college,
Let me,
career.
let me
could
just,
we add in, was it career in there?
I have, yep,
Oh, okay.
got
you got
careers,
it.
I've got college, I got.
You can email that to Samantha.
You like it?
We can look.
He
at it.
doesn't know yet, but that's okay.
No, I'm just wanting him to want to hear about it. Susan, did you hear that?
Well, to me,
Yeah,
sounded great. Most definitely. Seemed a
Too long.
little long, and it takes me back to the shortness of the sentence for number 3. I mean, I like the word that explore their
Ah, I lost it.
passions, embrace diversity. I just didn't like that and shape a better future. I like the fact that we're working towards a better future. I just didn't like the wording.
I don't either. Could you,
What if you took the language in one, at the end of one? Ensuring every learner is prepared for success beyond the classroom?
There you go.
that's nice.
So it would read, Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated to innovative teaching, social emotional learning, collaborative partnerships, and inclusive practices that empower students to explore their passions, embrace diversity, ensuring every learner is prepared for success beyond the classroom. But then, up there too, I see critical thinking. And Yolanda, when you're done there, read yours again, because was good.
So Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated to meaningful partnerships with our students, staff, and community to deliver an educational experience that prepares every student with the academic, social, emotional wellness, critical thinking, resilience, and integrity needed to thrive in college careers and a changing world.
And then I just posted it right there for you guys.
Mhm.
I think that's pretty good.
I think the only word I'm missing is environment, because I heard
Mm-hmm.
Board Member Trujillo mention environment. I was trying to play with that and put that in there as well.
Did we lose Secretary Trujillo?
Mhm.
Wait, someone's calling me. No, it's not me.
No, that was my phone ringing.
Oh, it's yours, okay.
To deliver an educational experience and a safe environment
That's a good one.
that prepares every student.
Take out the with the.
No, that deliver an educational experience and a safe environment that prepares.
You
Must
could
be-
say, instead of saying that prepares, a safe environment to prepare.
To prepare.
Deliver and educate. Deliver in a
To-
safe environment is not.
instead of educational experience, why don't you put environment there? Environment. Would
An
that,
educational environment?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of experience, use environment.
yes,
To prepare instead of prepares, yeah.
To prepare every student with the academic.
What about
Special and
that
emotional.
prepares every student? Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated to meaningful partnerships. And we need an S after
Mhm.
the P on partnership up there, Mrs. Samantha. Taos Municipal Schools is dedicated to meaningful partnerships with our
Mhm.
staff and community. And do we need to put deliver or provide? To provide an educational environment that prepares every student with academic, social, emotional wellness, critical thinking, resilience, and integrity needed to thrive in college, careers, and a changing world.
Mhm.
I like it a lot.
I'm
I
happy.
do too.
Okay, Renetta, do you like it? That's awesome. Thank
We're
you.
good?
Yeah, we're good. Are we good, Mike?
Good work.
Member King?
Oh, Mike.
Mike, are we?
We're good.
We're good.
So the next part of this.
Thank you.
Developing the goals.
Okay, thank you for going.
This is
Thank
my
you. for
favorite
what
part
you
here,
do.
goals and guardrails. Let's get there.
This is your favorite part?
Like goals and guarded.
So in your handout, your PowerPoint, what I did is I took what you have in your existing plan. And there's a lot of information in your existing plan. What I did is I took it and tried to narrow the focus. And in your plan, you use ELA rather than literacy, but I think that's one and the same. So it should be on your page 4 of your PowerPoint.
Mhm.
So I think some of this information even came from the last session that we had. Because we talked about to fulfill our community values and serve students, the average ELA English language proficiency rates as measured by NMPED approved state assessments will increase by 6% each academic year from 2026 to 2029. So did everyone find that goal 1?
Page 4, everybody
Yeah.
got it? Susan, do you have it on page 4 of your PowerPoint?
So what, if we could start with the goal, it appears to me that literacy is going to be something that the district wants to make sure that is addressed academically.
Different on slides that I think are in the.
Well, it's both the math and, well, the literacy,
Oh.
math and reading.
It's in so if you're looking at the PowerPoint
Okay.
slides, it's actually on slide 7 on your handout.
Vice President Chair, President Flores, and members of the board, if I may offer a suggestion. So part of the experiences that I've had when developing goals and guardrails, or in particular for districts, is when we think at a district level, we think at the global side. And so one of the ways we've worked towards achieving exactly what ELA is in math and science, as well as attendance and different ways, is when you think of developing goals at the district level, which is macro meaning global, that when you see, like in the particular slide, it says increase by 6% each academic year. Goal 1, the way it's listed now, says student ELA achievement. But for a district, for the superintendent and below, it also just says ELA only.
It says what?
It only says for us, goal 1 is only ELA. And so I propose something to think about a little bit on the broader scale, which allows the flexibility for the district itself, side by side department program, is in lieu of thinking about a specific test or a specific area, I would propose that the board thinks of it as to fulfill, and I'll read it like this: to fulfill our community values and serve students, to fulfill our community values and serve students as measured by NMPD approved states assessments, the district will increase its proficiencies by 6% each academic year. And so notice how I didn't put ELA or math or science or attendance or anything, because what that allows at the district level, meaning side-by-side program per program, is that you want proficiency rates to increase by 6%. And I'm throwing the number that's here. Could be 5, could be 7, whatever the case may be. But at that global side, now that directs us at the district level to say the board wants an increase of 6% proficiency. So now, and I'll kind of bring Renette into this piece, the high school has different testing components, right? They have ELA, they have math, they have science. Of course, everybody has attendance and so on and so forth. They also have SAT. SAT is not at the middle school or at the elementary. But by saying increased proficiencies or assessments by result assessments by 6%, we are now free to use the goal of the board of increasing us by a certain percentage to apply it to SAT, other areas that not all schools. So what we do is we take that general goal and then we now apply to the specific school sites and whatever assessments are related to. And so the reason I was proposing to the board to consider this type of purview is because when we start to say ELA only or math, we don't include now other tested areas or.
Right.
And so that's where I'm trying to see if by showing that if it's at a global, by increasing a certain percentage, now that just says to us, hey, the board wants us to increase its proficiencies by X number percent. Now it's incumbent upon us by school site or by assessment or by program, whatever it is, that we are going to do this. And so it's just something, it's a little novel, but it's a little unnerving because the board can think that, well, wait a minute, we're not telling you exactly what to increase by, like what test or what area. But that's exactly the point, that it allows the flexibility of the school sites and the programs to now say, hey, the board wants a 5% increase across the board. So now we say, okay, high school, the board wants a 5% on SAT, on
AP testing.
AP testing, thank you for that. ELA, science, math, so on and so forth, attendance, whatever it applies to at the school site. So we're now customizing now your goals, the general goal, but we're customizing it now to each of the school sites. And so it's something I wanted to propose a change to the traditional, or thinking outside the box, as you say, Vice President Spray, of thinking it just with ELA or just with math.
Okay. Superintendent, you sparked something here real quick, so I'm just gonna chime off real quick. Okay, I have some goals here. First of all, we need to get them in school, so we need attendance needs to be a priority. You can't teach them if they're not in school. Second, they need to be emotionally and mentally well to be able to learn. You get them in school, they're not emotionally and mentally well, they're not gonna learn. The first goal is attendance, I think, and with that, this is me, is recruitment and retention. Because we're losing kids to charter schools, we're losing kids to other districts. We need to be able to recruit them, retain them, get them in school. Number two is we need to cater to their emotional and mental wellness,
Care for.
cater and care, or care. And then number three is we had speaking to what superintendent's talking about, is our proficiency rates. We need to get our students at grade level. We had a presentation just the other day where I saw some positive in the presentation from years past. We had students that were 2 years, 3 years behind grade level. Now we have a large amount at one grade level below. They're still below. We need to get them at grade level, and that's increasing their proficiencies. So that's
At
my
grade level or above.
that'd be ideal, would be above, most definitely. And then 4 and 5 kind of go hand in hand, is something we've talked about here at the board level, is a career and college readiness. And that goes into what I think is important, is financial literacy. But it doesn't have to be financial literacy, it could just be career and college readiness. So first we got to get them to school, we got to keep them in school. Next, we got to make sure that they're mentally, emotionally well. Then we got to teach to them after that. And that's the proficiencies. And then after we're teaching to them, got to provide opportunities and open their minds to what possibilities are out there in regards to career and college. I'm done.
No, I think that's nice. And I like your financial literacy to actually call it out. I like that. And I like what you said, and we can combine these ideas, I think. And CTE also, I think that we need to pay a lot of attention to that right now.
Correct. And that's kind of what I was proposing. Mr. Chavez, I didn't mean to overtake this part. It's just,
Oh, that's
We're-
I've seen
I
it.
think we're going to make this faster than we thought.
So think of that, what you're talking about, President Flores, attendance, right? You're talking about a little while ago, you just said it, Vice President Spray, finance literacy, right? And so on and so forth. So when we talk about and wellness, so when you talk about, think of it as an umbrella, right? What does the top of the umbrella look like, right? So increase, and I'm using proficiencies for now, but it could be a different word that encompasses now the little points of the umbrella underneath. Now you're talking about when we say increase, whatever the word is, by 5%. You put under that umbrella attendance, you put under that umbrella college and career, you put under that social emotional learning component under those umbrellas. That also under the umbrella is assessments, under that umbrella is other components. So I'm hoping to see if we can see that by the board providing a global, the top of the umbrella, the spires, I don't know what you would call it on I don't know, the spikes of the umbrella, I don't know what you call it.
All the little lines.
Yeah, all the little lines.
Maybe we do.
Falls under the general goal of the board that we now apply to what you want as, so how, the question I would propose back now to this is, how can we make and there's three, correct, David Chavez? The three that you recommend that a
There's our
board,
umbrella.
the main three goals?
Maybe we could draw an umbrella
Yeah,
and then you could put all those little things there.
precisely. So think of it as having three umbrellas that would encompass underneath everything for the district.
Okay, so how do we define or how do we want to look at your idea of blanket? Let's just use 5% for argument's sake. How do we do that and then still include what President Flores said about making sure that all kids are up to grade level or above? This 5% doesn't necessarily equal that.
So that does, right, and the 5% is only one goal. Let's say proficiencies, you know how you mentioned proficiencies as one? Let's assume that is the one of the main goals out of the three, right? Increase proficiencies by 5%. Then you start to say, what are the proficiencies? All the assessments that we just talked about, right?
Right.
Now create a second umbrella. That's your second goal. And then how does any of those that we want on the end spikes to be generalized at the top? So it doesn't all have to fit under one umbrella, but when you're talking about social and emotional learning, financial literacy, do those components fit under a different umbrella?
So with that pretty much is student achievement in many.
There you go.
The
That is a
student-
general student
So
achievement.
student achievement, and then something else that came to mind is, we need to support staff. They're the key building block there. Professional development needs to be a goal, continuous, and what would be the word where it's actually meaningful, continuous, meaningful, effective. Effective professional development. We don't want to just put a bunch of teachers in a room and have them watch slideshow
Yeah.
and then they sign in and they got professional development.
I
Right.
could also propose that we could, and again, using a little bit of newer technologies, right, embracing innovative is, you put all the words that you wanted together, and you could ask, what general idea would encompass all of these?
Okay, I'm not sure about the two umbrella idea. One seems easier to.
Well,
Yeah.
no, what I mean by umbrella, three umbrellas is three goals, not,
Oh, I see, not one
I
big.
kind of like, it'd be nice if we were able to get some graphics on that. I did like your idea of an umbrella and, all those spines that come down. One would be attendance, the other one is student
Yeah, that
achievement.
can work.
Maybe I'm getting too much into art
No,
class here.
And I like the idea of a goal of a certain amount, like 5% above where we are right now, but I do want to mention somewhere that we are expecting kids to be at grade level or above.
so correct, and that actually falls under achievement. So under achievement, it could be increasing, when you say grade level, that could be one of the sub-goals that each of the now school sites has, because when you say reach grade level, each different school site has a different score, I guess, if you would say. Right, it could be that Enos, the results for the kids at Enos have a different grade level below. The kids at Arroyos have a different grade level adjustment, middle school or high school. And so I would want to think that we don't want to and I mentioned this, like pigeonhole to say at least to move up by 3 grade levels, because
No, not in 1 year, but ultimately our goal, don't you want?
Sure,
them
but
ultimately all be at grade level?
yeah, absolutely, but the starting point for each of the campuses.
I see what you're saying.
So I like the at the grade level.
And you do, just something popped up as curriculum. We have to have a very rigorous, but
Exciting.
also when you have rigorous curriculum, it's challenging to the point where, or do you have the teachers that can teach that curriculum? And
So could I add something to the discussion here?
Please.
So your goals need to be, one, strategic. They need to be measurable. They need to be realistic, achievable, realistic and timely. And then what are the measures you're going to use to determine progress? Because if you have too many measures, then I think you run into problems. And what is it that you're going to be using to truly make decisions and to see if you're getting the return on your investments with regards to your expectation as a board? And part of what Yolanda will cover with you later on is the reporting back to the board. And if you have too many measures, that really is taxing on staff to track all of the data that you would need if you go overboard. I would say reliant on district and state assessments. So you have a short cycled assessment, for example. That's probably a district assessment more so than a state assessment. And then you have the state assessment requirement where you have the SAT and then the MASA. And I don't know what other, you probably have one other at the elementary level or a couple more at the elementary level.
I have something, Mr. Chavez. So,
Yeah.
So I think the board sets the goals, but it needs to be a collaborative effort, correct? And would it be fitting that staff comes back to the board and identifies how they're going to measure those? Because we can't tell
No.
you as the board, I'm not a career educator and I wouldn't know how I'm going to measure. You mentioned assessments, which is one of them, but they know in the classroom how they can provide the board with, okay, where we are right now.
Yeah.
And then this is how we're going to be able to effectively measure and provide the board with the data that says that we're
The
going
reporting.
forward or backward. Because I couldn't even begin to tell you how we're going to measure it other than saying
Yeah.
test them. Like,
So in actuality, the board owns the goals. The way that those goals are then developed and implemented is owned by the superintendent and his cabinet. So what you're going to do is define the goals. And if there's 3 of them, then the board will define, these are the 3 goals we want for our district, or 5.
What?
And then it's up to the administration to come up with the action plans. Here's how we're going to address the goals you've identified, the strategies to address the action plans, and then the key performance indicators that are going to be used to measure progress towards the action plans that are identified by the administration. That's the reporting mechanism that will be reported back up to the board periodically. That may already be occurring in your district. The guardrails will also have a reporting mechanism back up to the district. So the 2 things you'll be receiving reports on will be your academic goals as well as possibly your guardrails.
So President Flores, on the measurable piece, if I may, Mr. Chavez, and I know Ms. Cordova, I think you were going to have something as well. On the measurable piece, this is where we go, like you mentioned, Vice President Spray, within 5 years, we want this yearly. That's your measurable. And so in going by how you define the goals or how to develop them, because it is a daunting task, it should be based on what are the 3 goals that the board could feel that would have the biggest impact on the entire district. So when you think of developing the umbrellas, the 3 umbrellas or the 3 goals, it's what are those 3 that will have the biggest impact on the system itself as a whole. And that's one of the approaches you can take, Ms. Cordova.
I was just going to add that best way to look at it, and this is me speaking as a board member because I've been on this end where you are all at. What I loved about the goals when we developed ours, it was real simple. They said to us, the goal is what a student should know and be able to do as a result of coming through your district. So, and they're usually academic goals. The student should know and be able to do what? And so look at, what's the data? So if it is on ELA, And your proficiency rate right now in Taos is only 35%. And you want it to go to something percentage by the end of 3 or 5 years. That's it. Now, I remember being a board member saying, but that doesn't cover everything, because we had one in reading, we had a literacy, we had a numeracy, and we had a post-secondary goal. And what happened, what I learned, the other thing is that all the inputs that go into supporting that work is everything that's what you're talking about, President Flores, attendance, professional development. And so when the progress report's coming back, they're telling us, here's where we're at right now, based on this one assessment that they decided it's going to be the best way to use. They're telling us we're either on track or we're not. And then under that, they gave us, here's all the stuff we did in this quarter for this particular goal. We had this professional development, this was the attendance. So we got an idea of all the work that was going on. But here's the challenges that remain what we noticed. We noticed as we looked at the data that not every student is progressing at the same rate. There's some campuses were better than others, some students were better than others. And that's where you start to get to root cause and start to understand, okay, it's not just, one dose and everybody gets it and it's all equal. But then the superintendent and the staff gets to tell us, so here's how we're going to change some of our strategies, because we noticed as we're analyzing our data too, here's some additional strategies we're going to continue to work on so that we can even have a bigger impact. So I just want you to remember that. So you don't need to have a goal for every little thing, just one big arching goals, knowing that underneath that, because the superintendent owns the strategic plan or the journey, how to get there. You own the goals. The goals are determined by what the community says to you. This is what we want students to know and be able to do. This is what is really important to us. And when we went to our community, they told us very clearly, literacy, numeracy, and post-secondary readiness. I don't know what your community has told you, but something to think about. So they're very high-level goals, strategies at the level that the superintendent will create with his staff, and the way they report to you will tell you all the inputs, all the outputs, everything that they're putting that are helping to make that needle move.
Something that sparked my mind. So my daughter was a good student and always got good grades, and she was very excited to go to college. When she got to college, she had to take a bunch of remedial courses. And here she was at, I would say maybe in the top 50 of her graduating class, maybe even higher. She was extremely challenged. And it actually, being young, kind of demoralized her a little bit. She thought, and she was challenged. And so are we preparing them for college and for career? We want them to be able to succeed. Yeah, they're top of their class here at Taos High, and then they get into the real world and they're way down here.
I actually don't know one child that hasn't had that experience who's left our district and gone on to college, not one. Even the ones in the AP classes had to take some remedial stuff. So that's a really good point.
And it's probably across, we're not the only district,
For sure.
but
Yeah, you're definitely not alone.
yeah.
In that. So I'm just wanting to help you to understand why the goals are so high level up here. Gives a lot of flexibility to the superintendent to say if it is a math goal, for example, if it is a math proficiency, there's a lot that can happen underneath that, because it doesn't mean that you're only working at the 6th grade level or the 7th grade level, but it's really about how math is, happening across. And the superintendent, as David is talking about, has to come up with the strategies that he's going to use for year 1, for year 2, for year 3, and they will build on that. And you will be getting your reports to see how well you're making progress towards your overarching goal.
So if I may, board, if you look,
Let's use 6 instead of 5%. Just I rethought that.
the percentage, if you look at the screens in front of you, I would ask the question, where's science?
Well, I agree. I think you're right and right on and across the board raising things. I think that there's no.
I like Mr. Flores, the way you said student achievement.
So you're the one holding the umbrella.
That's
You
right.
better, you're holding the
Better
umbrella.
hope not a big old
Superintendent,
gust of
right
wind.
here.
Well, it allows that flexibility, but yes, and I have to juggle three, right? We have to juggle three, and that's where, by developing that, like the way Ms. Cordova, and I keep pronouncing your last name, I think,
Wanda.
Yolanda, okay. The way Yolanda is mentioning about that global component, and of course, it's up to the board to say, this is what we want, and then this is, the rest of it is just how to get it done. I mean, in real simplistic terms, but having done a few of the goal setting strategies in different locations, by going a little bit more general, it allows that umbrella effect where now I can go to HR and say, okay, the board goal 1 is to increase student achievement by, we'll say 6%. How is HR now going to play into this? How is finance playing into this? How is athletics playing into this? And so by doing the generalization component, it allows that flexibility to see how each and every program, department, section says, we need to achieve this goal for the board.
But we also need to, I think, identify wellness and not just academics.
Correct. And that's why the 3 umbrellas, like you,
Right.
I love President Flores, you kind of generalize it perfect on student
Yeah.
achievement, because student achievement could be financial literacy, grade level promotion, it reaches a broader spectrum on the achievement piece. But then can the second umbrella be and of course, measurable, attainable, making sure it's timely, within a certain time, 3 years, 2 years, whatever the case may be. How can you now fit the emotional aspect, the wellness aspect under a larger umbrella? What is it that could be generalized?
That could have its whole umbrella.
And if I could throw a little wrench in that a little bit, that could also be a guardrail. So in pursuit of our goal of improving academics by 6%, the superintendent shall not give up or forego social emotional programs, or building that so that we can make sure that, and that have to report back to you. So what are we doing for social emotional
Makes
wellness?
sense.
Love it. That is exactly.
And that's the same on like safety, shall not forego a safe environment. I was writing down some of the things you all were saying.
We're going to.
Susan, I have a thought, and as I'm listening to all of this, and especially in the math part and in the challenge of our students going into college and having and having to take math courses that are really challenging. And I was wondering how we can partner with UNM and in some way to maybe visit with them or with their math professors, and just find out what they're seeing and what their challenges are with the students that are coming to them from Taos Municipal Schools, and maybe learn something from them and incorporate maybe through a link or some way to where
And the students are
the
under
students
knowledge,
can
under the
are
training.
better prepared
Training.
when they go to college. But use UNM.
Thank
Just-
you, Secretary. Thank you. No, it's good thought. Thank you. Would you like to continue, please?
So, yeah, when you identify the goals, for example, if you're going to go 6% on ELA, let's
Yep.
take that as an example.
What about across the board goals?
So if you're getting to student attendance and the other
Yeah.
things that would influence that, that's probably an action plan or a strategy
Mhm.
that your student attendance is going to have to be addressed if you're going to get to that goal.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be a goal. It could be a strategy under that goal to accomplish the 6%.
Where would we make
Yeah.
sure and mention that? Where
Yeah.
would we make sure and mention it?
The other is, if you have, let's say you have 4 goals. You have an ELA goal, you have a math goal, and then you have the other core area goals. For example, that would incorporate social studies, history, and the science, so that it captures the rest of what Dr. Layton is wanting to see addressed.
Why can't you just say the academic program is one, just refer to it as that, and that means all of what you just said?
How will you,
Academics,
how will you then measure that?
the same way we do now.
How's that working?
Well, again,
Well,
going back to
we get good measurements, we just don't, we haven't been looking beyond the measurements. We go, okay, thanks for letting us know what we have. And I think part of the frustration that you're recognizing is that we haven't had a measurable, we haven't had a goal to say, or how close are we to that? So
Right.
That's kind of the frustration you might be.
If it's all encompassing, I will say that that progress monitoring report will be daunting.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
think we need to identify them specifically.
Because it's daunting task. You won't be able to drill down. And I agree with you, Board Member Trujillo, because then as a board member, if you wanted to just drill down on math, you wouldn't be able to. And I think it is important to know the areas where your students are, just being able to look at those challenges in that way. But an all-encompassing goal all over in all the grades would be a very daunting progress monitoring report.
So,
It's a
Ms.
lot.
Yolanda, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
where I'll kind of give a little wrench in that piece is that if it's all encompassing, when we do the reporting period, this is where, when our principals provide the student outcomes, can focus and say, for math, this is how. For ELA, this is how. Or a high school that does the science component, or middle school, this is for science how. The reporting of the specific items now is focused on the school sites to achieve those individual pieces. But that's the piece where, on the flip side, if we only focus on, let's say, these three as they were, we leave out, the way I look at it is we focus on these three, but what is it leaving out? And so the overall, then I am able to task our departments to say, based on, let's say, student achievement, how is Taos Middle School increasing their student achievement percentage through ELA, math, science, whatever is pertinent to their specific site campus or program for that matter. We could be talking about like our Native American students in particular. And so this is the only part where, and it's a philosophical, so there's no right or wrong on this actually, because no matter what, you're providing a goal to set the district so that on their way to do it and achieve it. But it's just it allows the flexibility to the school sites to bring that reporting that is now tailored to what they have for student achievement or assessments.
Can we, Vice President Spray,
Yes,
can
please.
we,
Please.
for the sake of time, maybe Samantha, if you see it appropriate, Mr. Chavez and Yolanda, could we maybe type out some goals that we have, and then we could actually whittle them down or see if they might fall? Then we can narrow them down so we could at least identify for.
Let me give a suggestion.
Okay.
You may want to wait until after your community meeting, because that will then inform the sentiments of your community.
Could we get this, could we establish board goals and then get the community goals and then maybe see how they align? Or
You can. So what we could do is come back, bring you the information you're asking for, and then continue the discussion. And this would be a discussion we would have with Superintendent Layton in the interim before coming back to you, to make sure that we at least have some agreement as to what his perceptions of what needs to be and our perceptions of what we've traditionally worked on with districts or worked with districts, and then come up with a proposal that may be palatable to the board.
Okay, or another idea would be the board could work with Dr. Layton on this topic. I think that's more what you're saying, work together with the superintendent and come up with
And you could do that as well.
ideas just to be able to move on to the guardrails now.
Yeah.
And then
Actually, I don't know that you can move on to guardrails until you have the goals.
You can't?
Yeah.
Okay, because then we're going to be stuck out in the middle of
can we-
nowhere with
Can
guardrails.
we climb off on what?
Well, in terms of the guardrails, I think your community piece is also important because that's where the needs come up
Okay.
and you start to identify what it is that they're wanting to protect. So you're looking at needs, not so much of like as a goal because you have to get it done, but they're really telling you, like, we really need schools to be safe. Or we really need there to be, give us a lot more equity in the way that classes are offered or whatever like that. That's not really a goal per se. It's they're telling you something to protect. You got to protect student safety. You got to protect the notion of equity, and they're going to give you ideas of how that looks. So just because they're giving you a list of needs doesn't necessarily mean they're all a goal,
Right.
because they're not all academic.
So then hearing what you're just saying right now, to me, it makes sense to use our last 30 minutes finishing the goals and then do the community thing with, and then we'll get guardrails out of that and we can get together with you guys on that afterward. Does that make
And
sense?
I can just give you,
Especially since we started
yeah.
late.
So I can give you some ideas for when you go into your community meeting, although David will be here with you at that point too, is to kind of how to listen for what is a need versus what's there's two different things you're listening for. You're listening for student outcomes, what students should know and be able to do. And then the guardrails are definitely the things that the community is telling you they want you to protect. Those are their values, things that are so important for them to commit to you as a district for their student. So like President Flores, when you say, with your daughter, one of those things that I heard is like, we can't forsake quality in pursuit of that readiness for college, because like graduation alone is not an indicator of success. The other important piece was there should have been high quality instructional materials. There should have been other ways to measure her overall readiness, right? That would have been like increases maybe in AP courses or participation in dual credit, but other ways that could have helped measure, identify ways that also show more readiness. Because we know that a diploma, I'm coming from a workforce perspective too, having been the deputy secretary there, heard from a lot of employers, the diploma alone is not an indicator of readiness.
Right.
It's a good goal to have to get your students to graduate, but it's even better goal to make sure that you're graduating students that are college and or career ready.
Yeah, and as a part of that, you also need to look at what is the root cause
Mm-hmm.
of why our students are exiting, not ready for college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about that. every day. So is that, let's finish with the goals, get them done today, since we started late and since there's
Sure.
that, if we need the guardrails, the community input will be more important then and you'll send us something before that meeting or send it with Mr. Chavez to say, watch for this, and we'll have our little.
Well, once you get all the needs and they're stratified, I know we did a great process with Las Vegas where they actually threw them into ChatGPT and said, can you help us identify what are like some key guardrails that came out of these need statements? It was so fast and it was easy. And it really identified for them, oh yeah, that's
What you will-
exactly. Mhm, go ahead.
What you will get from me is a written report
Mhm.
on the actual community meeting. So you'll have all of the needs that are identified. You'll have the peer group rankings, and that's where you can come back and look at and assess which of these are academic needs, which of these are other types of needs that we need to pay
Okay,
attention.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, then, so let's do that. Let's finish goals. We got,
I would, Vice President Spray, Board Member King's been he's a sponge over there. Maybe could we lead off with Board Member King identifying maybe what your goals are or what you want to see? And then Samantha, maybe on the bottom there, you could just try to catch some of them and just on a
Well,
blank sheet or somewhere.
It's hearing, I know in my, I think, David and Yolanda, my wife's a teacher and we have a daughter who's a sophomore in high school, so. And they were in the charter, so I've seen it and you know, the kids, and you said at the bottom, they need to come to school knowing learning their colors, their alphabets. So then you learn to read, then you read to learn. So it's really at the beginning of the education process that the kids are learning the 3 R's. And it's also, and we just had a death, you know, on the silence, that the staff is getting that support and the time to plan. You know, SEL goes both ways, students and teachers. So, you know, and we have to, as the board, you know, believe in the superintendent, so then he's feeling not pressured, but supported. So that's the tenor from here. So our, you know, as you said, our community, you know, the needs of the goals, and President Mark was on point. The kids, you know, being from the Midwest, you know, went to parochial schools, but if a kid is going to school hungry, cold, not health, hygiene, you know, kids aren't gonna want to sit by them. They're gonna talk about them. So, you know, it's those basic foundations of, and community schools are doing that. So I just think we've got all the moving parts. I think we just have to, I think you said, Yolanda, quality, not quantity. So just kind of slow it down a little bit. Let's check our metrics in our community, and, you know, listen to, you know, I think that community base, and, you know, we've had, you know, we've been dealing with our house in order in the district. I think you guys know that. So now that we've got some things in place, let's build now on that foundation. I believe that it's not a perfect world, and we can, you know, Taos has a lot of attributes. We've got, I don't know if you guys know, we have $7 million for kids, seniors that are graduating.
Scholarships. Yeah, scholarships.
Yeah, so it's huge. So we just, you know, I just think, you know, President Mark was, I think the L brothers there. Let's give staff support, staff acknowledgement. One of the presentations guys were, what was the calls, Mr. Spell said?
The praise calls?
Praise calls. And we, let's, you know.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that maybe even as the board, we can send a letter, get a form letter to say, hey, staff, we can go visit and give, you know, whatever. So they can feel supported and not feel that, hey, they're next on the line. Hey, you know, and we want to be more uplifting.
Sure.
You know, you know the saying, half full or half empty. So I think we can be more positive in our district approach of just saying, hey, how can we be more supportive? You know, with I said with sincerity.
What about visible? Be more visible, attend their functions, and let them see us. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you,
we get
Secretary.
that. Yeah, super. I'm sorry, Susan. Yeah, board member Susan. We definitely, I agree. We've been invited to mariachi. And people appreciate that. I like my sports. It was a great football season, and the kids remember that. They see you at the games.
or even the lunches that they have, like the Thanksgiving dinners or Christmas dinners. I mean, their lunch. I mean, the Christmas lunch, and then, you know, all of those. They just love to see us there. I go there because of my grandson sometimes, you know, to join them. But again, it's amazing the welcome. They just welcome that.
Thank you, Secretary Trio and Board Member King. But I'm concerned we have 20 minutes left to identify
Okay.
some goals, and I don't want us not to identify those goals in the next 20 minutes.
No, I
Okay, no worries.
defer to you guys.
And
So
the goal is we are in the weeds, although the weeds are super important, but the weeds, we can talk about the
Yeah,
weeds
we can be
too. I'd like to know
specific.
board goals.
We need a weed whacker.
We need a
we,
weed whacker.
The main one is,
That
you
would be
know,
my-
let's do, be more, of staff support, you know. The staff is filling SELs, you know, mostly we're doing that on the student level. Let's do it where the staff is feeling supported. We can't not look what the obvious that just happened.
And again, that one could read also as a guardrail.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're doing guardrails another time, right? So,
Correct.
President Flores, you said goals are your favorite thing. Could you synthesize some of this conversation for board goals, please?
So, Samantha's got a hold of my paper there, but just right off the top of my head, it's, I think, you know, I talked about, we heard it, the school safety and the environment that our kids attend school in, mental and emotional wellness, attendance, student achievement, which goes into like the proficiencies and grade level, staff professional development, you know, meaningful professional development. And these could all be tied into, you know, once we get it all in there, but, you know, curriculum falls into play with there when we're talking about student achievement. Are we providing, you know, some rigorous, meaningful curriculum? I think community partnerships are very key as we talk about community schools and community partnerships. I think what's very key to our district too is financial solvency. Now, that's not, that could be very well student achievement related, because if we don't have the money to provide for whatever the kids need, so financial solvency. I think recruitment and retention is key. If we're not, if our numbers are continually dwindling, that falls into financial solvency, then we're reducing our
Which is connected
we're
to
not-
attendance.
connected to attendance. So what I have here, I guess, just time off, and we got someone covered: attendance, school safety, emotional and mental wellness, professional development, student achievement, college career readiness, recruitment and retention, financial solvency, and community partnerships.
So who in this room could put that into 3 or 4 or 5 goals? And also, I don't want to forget what Dr. Layton said about the percentage of improvement that we'd like to see, because that's easy for people to watch and be excited about reaching something.
Sam, if you could send me that whole list through email real quick, because I opened up ChatGPT and to say, can you provide 3 overarching goals for that? And with the paper that President Flores gave me, I mean, it provided 3 goals, but it didn't do from like X to Y by Z. It just gave the general, right? And so the first goal, it said improve student outcomes and future readiness, but it didn't say, you know.
It's not a SMART goal.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And ChatGPT, you know, it's got its limitations. That's why we're still human here and we provide that. Yolanda, I think you took a breath for, you sure?
Say something, but I'm gonna hold back.
Okay.
We'll get it out of you before you leave.
The awkward silence.
And I was thinking, should I just retire right now? Because this sounds like a lot of work, way more work. Oh my God.
So I think time doesn't permit to have the type of discussion that we need to have to really talk through what the goals, how the goals should read, one, because you're going to want progress monitoring on the goals you identify.
I'm just trying to identify the
Yeah.
board goals and
Yeah.
then
And
give it to you.
Yeah.
Give it-
If I were to ask each one of you, what student outcome do you want to improve? What outcome for students do you want to see changed? This doesn't have to do with staff or professional development. This is thinking about a student. What outcome do you want to improve? President Flores, what would it be?
I'm not sure if this will answer the way it should be, but I think teaching at grade level.
So that's teaching. So what would that mean for a student? What's the outcome for the student?
What would that child be able to do?
I think if they're at grade level, they have a better, they have a better ability to be college and career readiness.
Okay,
ready.
so you want them to be college and career ready
Yes.
at grade level. What would be an outcome you would want?
Overall, for their experience at Taos Municipal Schools, is to leave here with a lifelong love of learning.
Okay.
Yes, I like that.
I don't know how you measure it.
By the smiles on their
what do they
faces.
know?
Satisfaction, sir.
What do they know and are able to do as a result of that?
Feels
Um,
a culture of belonging, having had a culture of belonging here and feel as though we were supportive of them and identified each kid. Some person in our district identifies like a trusted adult for every one of those kids who they can feel safe with and feel encouraged about and noticed. That is a lot of words, but you know what I'm talking about.
How about you?
But,
Keith?
Can I?
Yeah,
what
go
I-
ahead. I'm
say-
sorry, Susan. Yes,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no. I like what you said, but I would like to, that the test scores revealed to each child, because they look at their test scores, that they have learned and they are ready. The reading is huge. They're going to use it in everywhere. That the reading readiness is where they should be, and that they can take that with them. I learned to read. I learned to understand what I read. I can solve problems. I can contribute. I have to myself and to my job, because they're going to be required to even fill out an application, read everywhere. To me, it's that they know that they are reading ready for
And
their
let-
future.
Okay, that is something
How
that
to
a
say that.
student would know and be able to do. That's an excellent outcome for a student.
And it also goes with what Mark said too. I think another thing he was getting at, which was really important, is if you feel like you're able to take a test and not flunk all the time, you're much more wanting to come to school and much
Confidence.
more confident.
So their academics are on grade level, is what Mark is referencing.
Yep.
Susan says that they can read, that their reading or their
And math.
literacy is where it needs to be.
Yes.
What would it be for you, Keith?
Student proficiency and,
In what?
in your, reading, writing, and arithmetic,
Okay.
as well as emotional,
Mental wellness.
yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, just kind of emotional well-being. I mean, that's kind of like a
Mhm.
catch-all phrase, but emotional self-confidence. Yeah, that's the word.
What we did add to the curriculum in the high school was a financial, how to take care of their finances, how to
Financial literacy.
think of a budget. I mean, that they know how to handle money.
And
I
not
can't
just-
remember what class it was that
Financial
It was
literacy.
financial literacy.
financial literacy. Yes, that is huge.
I need some high school kid to do my taxes.
Well.
they need to
and,
have some basic numeracy to do that.
And actually knowing what credit's about,
Yeah, and even a bank account. How to keep a bank account and how to spend out of a bank account. Just financial literacy. It says it all.
yeah, it's interesting. I don't think kids have checkbooks anymore. We
Yeah.
grew up with that. I think they have
Debit cards, yeah.
Yeah, and it's,
So you each have named something that, so as a parent, when I enrolled my daughter in elementary school, my expectation, and I'm sure you had expectations as parents, I wanted my child to learn how to read.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted my child to learn how to do basic math, because basic math is needed for financial literacy, and numeracy is very important. And then when she went to middle school, I wanted her to be able to be better at other things, right? I mean, so now she's reading to learn. So there was more proficiency in science, or to start to sort of develop an idea of like where she might end up and what field. And then when she got to high school, I want her to be able to come out of this high school experience with a plan. There's got to be something that she's ready for, something beyond the high school experience. I don't care if it's college, I don't care if it's a career, but somehow that all of that has prepared those. Those are student outcomes. Those are goals.
Yes.
And one thing I want to mention on that topic is that in Taos, the school district has to provide a lot of that, what might come from home for those kids, and the monitoring of that and the encouragement of that and everything
Yeah.
else. That's something that we acknowledge that we help provide. And
That happened in my district,
Mhm.
for sure. It happens with
Yeah.
APS as well.
just, I mean, it is the way it is.
Mhm.
It's the reality, which is fine. And in any way we can encourage parents to volunteer or get to know more about the school district and see what happens when their kids come to school, that's an important piece, I think.
And Dr. Layton, would you kind of put into words what Yolanda did say? I think that could be even provided to the parents of community schools. And to say, let's set some goals. Let's set some goals in the home for our children. What to think about those things. And I I really, really like that, but that's something that we could just take from here and just use that for the parents to embrace and want that for their child.
Vice President,
and see if-
Secretary Trujillo, I like that idea, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think that.
No, that's okay.
I want to put an exclamation point. I think it's important that, after we establish goals within a district, we focus on ourselves first, but we also we have expectations just as we have expectations of ourselves, our teachers, our superintendent, we need to have expectations of our parents and their families, and maybe send home some goals that,
Yes.
that the board, the district has, get your kid to school on time,
Mhm.
try to, just, I'll throw that one out there. We could probably think and brainstorm about other goals, but send home 5 goals for parents to post on their refrigerator.
Another laminated sheet.
Even a magnet. Watch the screen time. You guys probably
Yeah,
saw.
me too. Watch the
Yeah.
screen time at home.
And I've said this, there's only 2 hours a day, really.
Get your child to bed early.
On
Feed him a good
time.
meals.
You just,
Yeah.
it's really basic stuff that
Mhm.
it
Has been lost.
yeah, parents, and here's the kicker: read to your kids. Read, really encourage, and if we can get books at the elementary level, I mean,
I'll
and
send you another
what
picture of
happens,
family
the
engagement.
kids start reading to the parents, which is great. They're reading this happening.
Okay, so should I turn it over to you at this point?
I think we've come to an end of the time that we
Mhm.
had here today.
We
So,
have 7 minutes.
yeah. So moving forward, you did a great job today of coming up with the core values, finalizing those. You finalized your vision and mission statements. We had a great discussion on goals. We still need to come back and bring closure to that piece of it.
Mhm.
So that can happen either by the board and the superintendent coming together. And I would suggest that would be facilitated, and I don't mind coming back to facilitate that
Great.
process.
Thank you.
And you wanted to do that before you hold your community meeting, is what I understood.
If we can.
Yeah.
yes.
We can.
Okay.
You all just need to give me a date that's good for you all. And
Okay.
we'll come and do that, and we'll do the guardrails at that same time. And then we'll hold a community meeting, and I will provide you with a written report. And I can usually turn that around within a week. So you'll have a draft written report within a week of the community meeting. That will then, and I will also provide you with my recommendations or suggestions that it appears that there's alignment, or it appears that we may need to come back together and see where gaps might exist and what has been developed.
Great. Great, thank you. So does the board want to pick a day right now to go over, finish the goals with the
Well,
board?
I won't be here the 5th through the 8th. I'll be in Santa Fe, going to landfill school. Going to be a certified landfill operator.
Good, we need one.
Well,
We definitely need one.
For the town, I'm going to, so, I mean, if you guys want to meet without me, I'm happy, you know, with that. But other than that, I won't be here the 5th through the 8th, so that kind of throws this into next week because that's the 5th and 8th is the following week, and then I think
What's your schedule for coming back between now and then?
I believe the week of next week is,
How long do we need, Mr. Travis? Are we able to do?
I think we'll be able to do this in no more than a couple of hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
How does
Like 2
May
hours.
1st sound a week from today to each of you?
We able to do like 4 to 6?
Is that the 24th?
No,
No,
we're
it's
talking about
first.
May 1st.
Okay.
It's a Friday.
Or like,
Is it possible to do it earlier in the day?
yeah, around, I said, how about 3 to 5 or? Does that work? for
What
you?
date are you looking at?
May
May
1st.
1st. Well, and only because, and I'm not trying to rush anything, but also to,
So you can have them ready for the.
And it's fresh.
what about Monday, May, following Monday?
Third?
May the 4th be with
May
you?
4th?
Yeah.
We can do that. What about
Fourth
you?
is good for me.
Okay, is that good for everybody?
So you want to do 3 o'clock on that day?
Are you
3 to 5?
3 to 5?
available, Mark?
Yeah, I'm available May 4th.
And
3 to 5.
between now and then, I can use the collection of all this and coordinate with Mr. Chavez and Ms. Cordova and see about solidifying some proposed type of goals overarching,
Maybe we do a Zoom before then.
kind of the homework before and the data, correct?
Okay,
What about a little later in the day? I was checking, how about 4 to 6? Is that, are you okay with that?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right, let's
I
do
think
4 to
we
6.
can meet at 6,
Mondays are always great.
6 to 8 if you like.
okay, and will someone take responsibility for letting Member Concha know? Okay, thank you.
Let's do 4 to 6.
That sounds
May
great.
4th.
Mhm.
Secretary Hill, did that sound okay, May the 4th?
May the 4th, just a moment. I just found my phone. I'm good for May the 4th.
Great.
What
Okay,
time?
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
4 to 6? Okay.
Okay, we're good to go?
Mhm.
All right, moving along. We'll know May, is that May 4th?
You all have the book, right?
Yeah,
I would highly recommend
Watch out.
take a look at chapter 7. Reread chapter 7. It tells you everything about goals and guardrails.
Thank you.
Okay.
Chapter 7.
Appreciate that.
okay, and it's May 4th, 4 to 6 that we're going to schedule a noticed meeting for this. All right, number 8, upcoming Taos Municipal School Board meeting. Well, there will be the one on May 4th that we just talked about from 4 to 6, which will be noticed. And then there is that's a special meeting. We'll have a regular school board meeting May 6th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in this room, and I guess you won't be at that.
I'll
Will you be on Zoom?
I'll be on Zoom, but you're gonna have to chair that if that's okay.
That's fine. I'd be happy to do it. Okay, anyone have anything else they wanted to say before we adjourn? On time?
Great
Travis,
weekend.
thank
Yeah,
you, Yolanda.
appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you,
Yolanda.
Renetta. I hope you can be at our May 4th one. Okay, good. All right,
She likes it or not.
motion to adjourn.
Motion, move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, second? Okay. Samantha? Or no, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank you.
Jacqueline.
Yes,
Thank
well,
you.
I think
Be
we,
safe driving home, and thank you so much, Yolanda. Enjoyed the whole time with you. We did the best we could. I know we didn't get it all done, but we did start a half an hour late. Well, we started a half an hour late into.
Well, the
sorry.
vision mission, those are tough.
Huh?
Those are difficult. Vision missions are difficult. Our values are.
No, I do think we did well. I'm just sorry we started late but anyway.